You don't need an AI for that. A third grader who has never heard Cockney accents could probably do that.
Or Dick Van Dyke.
Or Dick Van Dyke.
A drunk Dick Van Dyke.
What I was going to say is, if we can't find the right nursing home, then we might have to talk to Mike Dowd, because the last I talked to Dowd, which was admittedly about 6 months ago, but the last thing he was doing was he was considering the purchase of a 200-acre campground with a bunch of like cabins and a hotel and shit on it that was being in like New Hampshire, and he was going to buy it. So we might just end up staying there at this big campground.
That could be our nursing home. New Hampshire.
New Hampshire's lovely.
You had me till New Hampshire.
In the summer?
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds cold.
I'm sorry. You guys are thinking that in 30 years it's not going to be global warming where New Hampshire is going to be as hot as Chicago?
They're going to have palmetto bugs. Well,
exactly.
It will be oceanfront property also.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Florida will be underwater. Yeah.
364 days a year of ass crack sweat in New Hampshire. That's what it is.
Hey, Matt, when is your actual birthday? What day?
Tomorrow morning, 5:10 a.m., 1970, baby.
Oh, so
My
not until
birthday
5:10
is Friday.
Your birthday's
No
Friday?
kidding, I didn't know that.
Yeah, how's that for a coinkydink?
Nice. So February babies.
Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you. I made it. I leveled up. Level 50. What are my new feats, Les?
Level 50.
Yeah, no, this is when the features start going away.
Yeah.
Yes, your new feat is sciatic back pain
Yeah.
and random exhaustion. Congratulations.
Random exhaustion and remembering family members' names. You got to rotate through all the family members' names to get to the one you want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Randomly finding yourself in the kitchen wondering, what the hell did I come
Why
in
did I come in here?
Yeah.
Make sure you get your +2 ibuprofen.
Did they ever, yeah, exactly. Did anybody ever play a Warhammer Fantasy? The role play, Warhammer Fantasy role play, much like D&D and any of these others, you roll up your character and you take you have build points to get all your stuff, but they also let you take flaws, and so you could get more build points by taking flaws. You could have halitosis and a club foot and Tourette's syndrome and all that. So that's why I feel like I'm taking a lot of flaws right now to keep leveling up to my build points here.
We should try and find a way to introduce that. All
So
right,
I'm the oldest one in this group, aren't I?
Huh?
I'm the oldest one in this group, aren't I?
Dan, you're turning 53, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm 52. Dan's 53. Matt's 50.
I'm the youngest.
Chuck's like a child. Chuck's like in his 30s.
Chuck's 50.
50?
Yeah.
Really?
You don't look
Still a
good.
child.
Andrew, how old are you?
53.
53. Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, Don, you are the oldest. Gramps.
I'm the baby.
You're the
50.
Well, apparently Dan is the baby.
I get to be called kid from now on. That's too young,
Shut up,
kid.
kid. Speak when you're spoken to.
Now get off of my lawn. All right. So last time. So lots of interesting things. I've sent out a couple of recaps. It's been on the website. It's been in the emails. You guys have read all that. You guys know what's going on. But right at the end, you guys were leaving Greenpernt system. You were headed out to the Lagrange point so you can enact the jump drives and get the heck out of there. You had retained the cryo guy. You had thrown a few shots around inside of Greenpernt 4 orbital, which was fun. Didn't really hit anything. I think the only person that really hit anything was Weber, who hit one of the kidnappers. Would-be kidnappers with a gut shot, which Dr. Wagner eventually repaired. You ended up putting 2 of the kidnappers into crates, loaded them in the ship, and now they are resting comfortably in med lab. One of them having just gotten stitched up from having a bullet removed from their abdomen. The other one sedated. Both of them sedated heavily. It's around that time that you guys are approaching the Lagrange point where you get hailed by Greenpernt Traffic Control and told to come back for a fresh inspection. Now, they didn't give you any kind of reasons, but you could probably guess them. Captain Black, in a fit of daring do, orders Pilot Tam to step on it. I believe step on it, gun it, which Tam did, but did not quite gun it hard enough to get away from the 2 Greenpernt interceptors which
The brakes
came-
are on the left and the gas is on the right.
he rides the clutch all the time. It's there's no play.
Cars, you know.
So they got out there and basically they caught up to the gin and tonic before you guys reach minimum safe jump distance from the local gravity wells. Jin will tell you that one of the interceptors are still bearing down on you. One of them has ejected something into space nearby. And it is moving towards you as well. Now, you're not, according to Jin, you don't think it's a weapon, but it's certainly something. At which point, hailing frequencies light up.
We
Again.
cannot be caught with German bear porn. That's all I'm saying. We have to fight to the death.
Well, guys,
Sad
it seems like we
state
don't
of
have much
affairs.
of a choice here, right? I don't think we want to become fugitives, even if we could somehow survive all these attacks.
Right.
Is there any possibility we can shake them? I know we didn't get off to the right start to get off the Lagrange point, but I don't see any upside for going back to the thing.
Well,
We're kidnappers now. We have bear porn. We have a frozen abductee that would be hard to explain. We have a totally dissected guy in the thing in the.
Yeah, hold on. I think there was
we're
a
also carrying a
mistake
ton
here
of illegal
between.
weapons.
We performed an autopsy, not a vivisection.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Wagner, I mean, it was probably, like I said before, it was probably the first autopsy that he'd done in a while. He was very enthusiastic about it.
He only had Ursa tools for a human body, so he made big cuts.
Sawing away with a big, lumber saw.
And then also we have all these illegal weapons we took off them, which I can't imagine are going to do us any favors. So, do we have any options to either hide that in a special cargo space on board, or jettison it, or get another way to get away? Also, we can't really jettison anything because we got to pay the rent, right?
Well, plus they're looking at us. Anything we jettison, they're going to say, "Oh, look, they jettisoned that."
Hey, Eric, you made it.
Sorry that I'm late. Hey, how are you?
Welcome, buddy.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yep,
Absolutely.
sure can.
Wonderful. Thank you for waiting. I just was doing gambling stuff. Anyway, greetings.
To you as well. All right, so Jin will also notify you via neural lace that, she'll notify the captain and Tam whether or not you guys blabbed this to everybody. But basically, Jin informs you that the thing that one of the interceptors ejected is what's called a jump buoy. It essentially sends out a signal that looks to a jump drive like a gravity well. And we all know the problems associated with enacting jump drives and gravity wells.
Ooh, I do.
So basically, they planted a gravity well here to keep you guys from jumping away.
So we have to destroy the buoy to get away.
Yeah, with your no guns. Yeah.
We have little guns. We just have to get a good shot with
Suit up.
With this bow.
Go for a spacewalk.
We're going for a spacewalk, boys. All right, so Jin informs you that you are being hailed on multiple frequencies by one of the interceptors. Do you want this? Do you want it on screen,
Captain?
Yeah, put it on screen.
All right. So you get on screen, and basically you see it's just a guy, and he's obviously in some sort of ship that you assume is one of the interceptors. He's like, "Well, y'all, I can't believe you guys thought you was gonna run out of here. We are, first of all, let me get out of the way. We are advising y'all not to hit the jump drives. I know you're tempted to do it, but we just ejected the jump buoy out there, which your ship is probably telling you right now. And I hate to see it. I've seen people want to get away like this, and they do it. And I know they misjump because nobody ever sees them again. So please do not hit the jump drives. We just got to talk about a couple of things.
All right.
All right. So here's the way it's going to work. Now, we're all the way out here, probably a couple of AUs away from Greenpernt 4. There's a couple of things we're going to do. My man Bill is going to dock with your ship, the other interceptor. He is going to take a look around your ship, and if he likes what he sees, then we're going to undock, and we're going to back right off, and we're going to head back to Greenpernt. If he doesn't like what he sees, then we're gonna have to throw a couple of tugs on you. We're gonna drag you back to Greenpernt 4, and you're gonna end up in front of the magistrate tomorrow. You'll have your say, and the bear will have his say, and we'll get this all sorted out. Our magistrates are very no nonsense, and I'm sure that they love a good story. So how about you guys just go dead in the water and have my man Bill link up with your docking bay. He's gonna come on ship, and we'll see what there is to see.
So far, the two options I've heard both lead us back to Greenpernt.
Now, wait a second. One
does.
does. Now so when my man Bill gets on there, he takes a look around your ship, takes a peek at a couple of things. If he likes what he sees, everything's on the up and up. You're free to go. We'll retrieve the buoy. We'll open up jump space. You guys can head to the Lagrange point and pop off anywhere you have.
Got you.
All right.
If he doesn't like what he sees, then I'm gonna have to plant my tractor on you, as will Bill, and we're gonna tug you back to Greenpernt 4, and we're gonna have to put you in. We're gonna have to put you in the dock, and then you're gonna see the magistrate tomorrow.
Can we ask our AI pal here once we get Bill identified to see if there's any threads we can pull on for him? Like compulsive gambler and needs a little extra cash.
He basically says, I'm gonna give you all 10 minutes to think about it. Please do me a favor. Do not hit the jump drives in that 10 minutes. I swear to you, that buoy will fuck you up. All right, 10 minutes. I'll be back. And it goes off.
Okay, so we are not communicating with them right now, right?
Right.
No, Jin cut the feed, and they're not watching you either.
So, Captain, I recommend we let the Billy Bob, whoever it is, come on board, look around the ship. If he likes what he sees, we can go on our way. Great. If he doesn't like what we see, maybe I can impersonate him and say that all is clear.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah, but then what do we do with him?
He
Well, I
can
guess-
with us.
Yeah, Don will just live on the station from now on.
Third. Oh, dude, this is like watching
I'm just giving you options, Captain.
Well, I'll tell you what,
I get
MedLab
it.
is going to be full of sedated people before this thing is out.
What's the state of our two?
Heavily sedated.
Yeah, they're both in MedLab. The one woman came through surgery fine. Dr. Milagrosa or Dr. Wagner for all is outside of his other detractions is a great
And then he
doctor.
vivisected her.
Then he cut her open.
He was excited and just said, "Ooh, look what I can do."
And the parts are all mixed together with the Quetzing too. So it's like, who knows who's what?
Can
No,
we give
Dr.
them
Wagner's an
something
excellent
that-
doctor.
Can we give them something that'll make sure they stay sedated, but if he tries to wake them up?
Well, he's got him pretty zonked. You gave him what? Diazepam, right?
Yeah.
Space diazepam.
Yeah,
Right.
space diazepam.
That's twice as concentrated.
So yeah, they're not. Dr. Wagner would tell you that he can monitor them, but they're not coming around anytime soon. I mean, he just got out of surgery not an hour ago. It took several hours for you guys to sort of haul from Greenpernt 4 out to Lagrange point. It takes time because you can't use jump drives, right? You have to sort of like use the fusion drive to get out there. It takes a little while.
Can we hide those bodies from the man who's about to come inspect the ship?
Well, define bodies. Are we talking about the one body or all the people
I'm
who are
talking about the
missing?
two captives. I'm talking about the two captives.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure when Les described the ship originally, we have some smuggler type lockers somewhere, don't we, Les?
Well, I mean, potentially.
Like somewhere that can be. I'm assuming Bill's got some sort of scanning equipment that's gonna be checking the ship. So do we have something that could be considered a smuggler's hold type
Lead
thing? Where,
line compartment
Yeah.
where we can put them.
yeah.
I don't know.
I thought we had a smuggler compartment.
Then how much cash do we have on us in case Bill's a bribe type official?
How you tune the time?
Nice, nice.
All right,
Like
so you're
explosion.
saying we do not have a hideaway on this ship, Les. You're denying that.
Well, I mean, we can. So hold on. Let me. I'm pausing the timer. Let's go to.
Yeah, I'm
ship.
pretty sure we talked about some sensitive
Where-
goods,
where's-
which I took to be, like equipment or lockers for sensitive goods, which I took to be off the books type of storage.
All
It was
right.
the option for our passengers. They had a place that they could store things that wouldn't be scanned.
Yes, that is correct. So, all right. So, Let's have a look here. So I believe that area was in here. This was secure transport, this area here. But it's a big, I mean, it's not really hidden.
It's a big part of the ship.
It's a big part of the ship. It's just secure it's a secure area in that it can be locked up. But it's, yeah, I mean, this guy Bill is unlikely to forget that there's a door there.
All right, so maybe we just take our chances, right? We just say, hey, these were guys members of our I won't say crew, but
What if we storm somewhere in this area?
That's so crazy. It just might work.
Don't we have a shuttle in here? Can we store them in the shuttle?
Well, yeah, the shuttle is downstairs. It's right here.
Right.
That would also be visible.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, and then
Well, visible, but
this area is filled with all the cargo. I mean, you guys did take on a ton of cargo.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, is this where you were pointing to? Because I thought this was the secret space over here somewhere, right?
Well, yeah, it's still in the cargo hold. I mean, but this thing right here is like a big door.
Which thing? Let's see.
How come my stuff is not? Yeah, right there.
Oh, there. Yeah. Well, no, just hear me out. We got some people who can. We've got mechanics and stuff on board. What if in a pinch we weld something from here to here and drop everything we need to in here? Or do we have the equipment?
I don't think we got that kind of time, mate.
No, we don't.
All right. Well, if we get out of this jam, maybe we should come up with a way to hide stuff a little that's off the books a little better.
Future point.
Yeah, and then is there somewhere we can bury these they're essentially kidnapped captives, right? It's gonna be hard to explain how we have them. Can we put them underneath somehow where their life forces get picked up by our life forces, like putting them in our cabins or something?
So your guess is that they scanned you guys before for life signs, and they probably have a good idea of how many people are there. Frankly, if it was the right amount of people, they probably wouldn't have come out here.
Right. All right.
But your guess. So you're guessing. Hold on a second. It's not fair for you guys to have the countdown while I'm explaining things. Basically what your guess is, and they haven't said anything, but your guess is that the bear you guys shot came around and basically said, hey, we were buying a cryogenic chamber from these guys. They shot us. They shot up the place, kept the cryogenic chamber, kept our money, and stole two of my friends. And then you guys lit out of there just as quick as possible. I mean, it was no secret that you guys offered pretty substantive discounts so that you guys could get out of town earlier on your cargo, right? You paid those guys. I mean, you gave it it was like a 15% discount so they could get it loaded more quickly.
Right.
And so you guys lit out of there, and then now you've got a bunch of life signs. So everything that you gotta assume that everything that Greenpernt law enforcement has seen basically jives with what the bear told them.
This is okay. So, just out of curiosity, so some of the cargo we took legit cargo we took.
Yeah.
Is there somewhere we could store the people that we
inside those? Take those crates down there or something. So you
only
have the
to
crates
say
that you carried around.
Yeah, to say only we didn't know that they were in those crates, and now he's welcome to take them back to the thing and let us go. But I don't know. That's a pretty lame.
Yeah, it's kind of a lame excuse. I mean, your ship would know that there were two more breathers on the ship. So,
and they have access to whatever our ship knows.
Well, they don't have access to it, but they can certainly. I mean, is the ship gonna lie? I mean, they could. I mean, theoretically, legally speaking, they could put the ship AI under oath. I mean, you could tell the AI to lie, but it's not going to lie when faced with legal. I mean, for you guys, if you guys get busted, you guys may have to go to jail. If an AI gets busted breaking the law, they get terminated.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not people. All right.
If they ask about it, I think these two people were heavily injured. They made arrangements with us for us to take them back to that university we're going to. for medical treatment.
Wait. How about this? Hey, man, we had a legit deal to drop somebody off. When we went to we realized that it was no longer a legit deal. They attacked us, and so we're going to go back to the original authorities with them as prisoners to answer for this crime. So I mean, that's say we're law and order all the way, baby.
I'm
right?
good with
That's
that.
the only way to. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
basically tell the truth.
Yeah, tell a version of the truth, where we don't talk about maybe impersonating their dead friend, right, or their dead contact, and all that. If we leave all that kind of stuff out and just, but cleave as close to the truth as we can, I think that's gonna be our best play.
We also don't talk about the Wookiee porn, right?
yeah.
Now that's a legit car. That's a legit cargo.
Yeah, we're legit now. We got nothing illegal on board. We're good.
Yeah.
Eric, Andrew, what are your thoughts?
I'm sure Bill will be like, no judgment.
I'm scandalized and upset that they would implicate us, that they would impugn our moral intentions. We're doing lawful work, and we have nothing to hide at all in the slightest way. And Mr. Bill is welcome here.
Okay, you good with that, Andrew?
I'm scanning the inventory for any sort of mass hallucinogenic kind of stuff. Because honestly, I didn't really get to stock the ship. I just had to go with what we had. But if I can find any mass hallucinogens, I'm thinking of how I can disperse those. But other than that, yeah, I'm here for whatever you guys think.
We don't have the magic drugs necessary, then yeah, let's go ahead and.
For the record, we're not killing the guy who's coming aboard, and I'm not impersonating.
Correct.
All right.
If we were going to do that, I'd sooner pop the two people they've got on board out the airlock before I'd kill one of the guards who's just doing.
Well, then it stops being kidnapping and starts being murder.
Exactly. So let's just. I think I'm okay confessing what we've done till now. It's our word against his. I understand, but
I'm good. Yep.
All right, that's what you guys going with that?
Yes.
Yeah, we tell Bill, come on over.
Okay.
Who's gonna do the talking?
Oh, I think that's Matt all the way.
Hey.
Would this be the same Matt the same Weber Jix that you guys said was a drunken maniac and you were going to leave at Greenpernt 4?
Yeah, that'd be him.
Okay. Just want to check.
I'm so glad that my friends are watching my back like I'm watching theirs. All right. So I'm gonna put my Sunday go to meeting clothes on, Les, my best deal closing suit.
Okay.
And look, it was legit, but with a little bit of a hairy brush to my hair, so I can say, "Hey, look, I'm not looking too smarmy. I'm looking like I'm a businessman on a tight clock." So we figured this would be the best way to handle this particular thing, and so that's the mood I'm setting for myself here.
All right. Well, 10 minutes pass, and it, almost to the second, Jin comes over to the Neuralace and says, the Greenpernt interceptors are back online again. They are hailing us again, saying our 10 minutes are up.
Once we get a little more information on Bill, I'm asking Jin if he could run a background check on him just to see if there's any threads to pull on for, if he's got any extracurricular hobbies that we could maybe help fund if needed.
Okay. Actually, he'll do that. All right. So you guys say, yep. So they're like,
I don't know if he can just go off
what's
Bill.
it going to be, y'all? Y'all, is Bill coming on over, or are we going to have to make
Send
this
Bill
into a stand-up
over.
fight?
We will be happy to take him on board.
All right.
Rover.
He will meet you at the underside docking station. I don't have to mention that. You should probably be nice to the man. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, we will be nothing but nice, please.
This is our home. Bill's a guest in our home, so we'll be happy to have him over.
All right. So the other one takes up station next to the jump buoy, and sort of is like guarding it. The other interceptor comes forward slowly and sort of comes underneath the gin and tonic. It takes several minutes, probably 20 minutes to a half an hour for them.
Is that little sinker behind the shuttle bay?
No, that's.
Oh, I'm getting sick here.
Sorry. It would be right here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay.
That's docking stations where you load cargo. It's sort of a universal interface for the ship. It comes sliding in. It takes about 30 minutes for him to get propped under there. You guys have shut down the thing, but there's still, Delta V that has to be dealt with and stuff like that. In the meantime, Jin comes back to you and says, I've run what information I can on the guy Bill in the interceptor who's coming aboard. I don't see anything in particular that shows that he has any bad habits. He's worked for Greenpernt for security for about 12 years. He has various kinds of skills. He knows how to fire a gun. He knows how to drive a ship. But interestingly, before he came to Greenpernt, he was an employee of the Spofulam Corporation based out of Mirabilis and was a citizen of Mirabilis system for about 13 years.
Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. That's something we might be able to use.
All right. Docking collars launches in. Jin notifies you that the pressure has been equalized and the sphincter comes open, and you see a guy dressed like a normal guy from Greenpernt just kind of coming up the things like, hey, y'all. How's it all going? Thanks for letting me board.
Yeah, no worries. I understand you got a job to do. Time is money for us. We got a job to do, so that's why we're in a bit of a hurry. But come on, let's get this done.
He's got a.
I'm gonna look put upon, but not rude at all.
He's got a sort of a satchel on when she pulls out, and there's a couple of sort of a tricorder looking thing that he pulls out of there. He's like, look, I'm gonna have to scan most of the ship. It's gonna take a couple hours. I'm sorry to keep you all waiting, but I've got evidence here. Everything that our scans tell us that you've got 7 Sophons on here when you came with 5. I've got an angry bear back at home. It says that you stole 2 of his friends. Kidnapping is sort of a crime, so we're gonna have to talk about that if I find these Sophons. In the meantime, my understanding is that you also have a cryogenic cabin on the ship. Can you lead me to that first?
Yep, I will take. I think I'll take them to that. Hey, maybe we want to just as an aside to the rest of the players. Maybe we do have those unscannable lockers. Maybe we want to put any weaponry we took off the bear's friends in those unscannable lockers. Just a thought.
Remember us taking any, but.
Oh, I know.
Well, there was the treasure.
There was a shotgun, and I know we picked up a shotgun. We threw everything on top of the pile of bodies, basically, as we were.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure there's more than one weapon that is not going to be frowned on or not going to be looked favorably on by the authorities.
Well, Greenpernt is a little bit less twitchy about weapons than it would be, say, in Mirabilis. So,
okay. So maybe I'm being overly paranoid.
For Greenpernt, yeah. I mean, weapons are a little bit more okay here. I can't find the.
Well, I guess we can put the weapons in evidence bags, like we're going to turn these over to Mirabilis.
All right, so take him to the cryo chamber.
Cryogenic chamber, yep. And so which is that? That's not on this floor, right? Or is it here? Is it on the? It's in
cargo area. Now he goes through, he checks the manifest.
So he's still in the cargo area, right?
He's still in the cargo area, yeah.
What are these things?
Which
those are elevators.
Oh, in the corners, yeah.
Yeah, mostly for personnel, and small cargo can go up and down.
And this is stairway right here, right?
No, that's
that's a stairway. That's a gantry, metal kind of gantry that goes up. Yeah.
Fun fact: I used to have like 30 or 40 ship maps as a 12-year-old that I would pore over constantly, wishing I could be in space.
All right, here's the treasure. From the bodies of the kidnappers, you found 3 data pads, 1 each for 2 humans, and the Ursay. I don't know if you took the one of the Ursay or left it on them. Nobody told me anything. 1 laser carbine with folding wire stock, which belonged to the Ursay. 2 power packs, 1 loaded with 4 shots left, 1 with 5, which is a full charge. 1 molded titanium macahuitl, which is a 1.5 meter long cricket bat studded with obsidian chips, about 5 centimeters on the size.
Is that the bears?
It was the bears. Yeah, it looked like a racial weapon, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
One sawed-off pump-action 20mm shotgun with 6 shells, 4 marked flechette, 1 unmarked but presumably filled with standard tungsten pellets, and 1 weirdly fat one marked HE. 1 collapsible cutlass, 1 antique revolver, presumably steel with tape grips, and 5 of 6 10mm bullets loaded in it, and 2 large crates, 1 with a little blood inside it.
So as far as I know, like, at least that was my understanding. We took all those weapons. If somebody else wants to say no, we didn't take any of that stuff, that's fine. I don't care either way. It doesn't sound like.
What about the Ursay's cricket bat?
Well, he ran away, so
No, he was knocked unconscious.
Right.
Oh.
It was
wounded.
Yeah, not a cricket bat. We wouldn't have taken a cricket bat.
Well, it's a meter and a half long too, and it's studded with it. I mean, it was in sort of like a sheath on his back. It would definitely felt like it was sort of like a personal kind of weapon. Something.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't normal.
Yeah.
Unless somebody wanted to wield that, I don't think we needed that one.
No, yeah, I don't even remember that one coming up, so I don't think we took that. Everything else we'd throw in a locker, obviously.
Yeah, the one that's less blood in it.
That was the one with blood in it was where you put the woman that Weber shot.
Yeah.
So, all right. So he goes around. He's like, "You got a name for this guy in this cryogenic tank?"
So as I recall, we do, right? So this is where I start.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
start
Robert Sohn was the name of it.
Yeah.
Sohn.
So like, this is the name we got here. Here's the thing we got, and from we had a contract with a person, or what do you call a shipper, or what would we call him? A middleman, contract with a middleman.
Right.
He was asking us to ship this to your station, and midway through transit, that passenger passed away. And when we got to the news station, yes, we'll get to that in a moment. When we got to the news station to drop this off, his friends attacked us. So we'll be having that discussion in a moment. But this is where it all started. This guy. So as we understand it, based on what we learned from that encounter, this is a abductee from Robles, and there's a contract out to return him ASAP, which we were responding to.
Oh yeah. What?
That's what we told you when you first contacted us.
Yeah, Bill.
All right.
Bill, look me in the eye. Yeah, would I lie to you? And we're all friends here in space.
Well, tell me something. Where's the dead guy?
Well, let's go on up. There's gonna be some chatting we got to do when we get up here.
All right,
so take him to the right.
Take him to the right.
Where is the dead guy? I'm actually kind of curious. Is he still in med lab?
Yeah, he'd still be in med lab, I'm sure.
All right.
Are the med lab somewhere?
Eric's just laughing.
Hey, Dr. Wagner, can we move these two?
Of course. Where would you like to
You
move?
and I just take them for a little walk down this elevator when the other guys come up this elevator.
Absolutely.
What are we gonna do? Like, is it doing a shell game? I thought we were coming clean that we had these guys. No.
It might be worth just high stashing them in a place that's already been searched.
All right.
What do you think? Not a plan? All right, I'll leave them there.
Captain, what do you think?
No, I'll leave them there. I'm good.
Yeah.
So what would be my access to ether or some sort of LSD type?
Well, so LSD you might have to synthesize, but something like a general anesthetic, you would have access to. The med lab, the autodocs themselves would manufacture it from OMB, right? The same thing that you manufacture your oxygen and your food out of, would be able to manufacture simple drugs for use for the autodocs. So something like a general anesthetic would be available to you. Now, delivery systems are a different story.
Like there's no Uber Eats.
Not that kind of
I mean, so when it comes to general anesthetic, there's a couple of ways that you could deliver it. One is intravenously, and then the anesthetic would be in liquid format, or as a gas if you have to move quickly, which would be delivered via some sort of mask of some sort, which would come over the thing. I mean, if you wanted to like fill a room with anesthetic gas, that would probably be a little possible, but difficult.
Okay,
I mean, basically, you'd have to turn on the taps and say, fill this room, with anesthetic gas, and then you then but how do you get rid of it?
Well, why would you want to?
You just walk in there, it's like,
That's our holodeck.
We're just trying to put him in a really good
it's our
mood, right?
holodeck. I'm writing that down.
So my concern would be that yes, I can take these
You can move
sedated
'em.
individuals for exercise, but at some point they may come back around. Although they should be pretty good for a while.
Tell you what,
Yeah,
Dr. Wagner, give me a medical check based on, give me a 2d6 medical check.
if we thought we could get away with not having to see them, I think we could do this. But I mean, Les made it pretty clear that they know how many bodies we have on board.
They said they scanned 7. You're right.
I don't know what I just did. That was not what I did.
That's not what you want to know. 2d6 plus your medical bonus, which is pretty substantive.
6. Why is it? Stop.
Well, let's just put those two together. 7 plus 6 is 13.
I didn't roll. I'm struggling with this thing.
You did roll. We can see. You
Yeah,
just
we can
rolled
see
2
it.
1d6s.
There's a 2 and a 5.
But that was me trying to get this dice roll. All right, if you want to count it, but that was not. That was me,
7's a pretty normal roll.
7's pretty good.
me trying to get the damn thing.
You just do it again. There you go. All right, 13, so you got the same exact thing. So 13. All right, so 13 is a good score. You are safe in your assumption that with the space diazepam that you've given them already, there's no chance of them waking up in the next 6 to 8 hours.
Okay.
Now you're not necessarily all that hot to pull the woman that got shot off of her various kinds of life support mechanisms. I mean, she's not in danger of dying, but she's got heart monitors and lung blowers and all that kind of stuff on. So I mean, she just got shot and she just went through surgery less than an hour and a half to 2 hours ago. So I mean, she's not in good condition. And if you were to like unplug her from everything else, in your medical opinion, there's a pretty high chance that she pulls a stitch, she starts internal bleeding.
Well,
you're not monitoring. You don't know what could happen. It could
I'll
kill her.
say I'm nothing if not compassionate.
That's true.
So
Many of us have spoken of your compassion
Am I not merciful?
on many occasions.
So
So what do you?
I'm just going to advise the captain. Here's what I think. If we need to make this guy pass out or hallucinate, or here's some options. Because I don't know what to do. But yes, we can walk him around. And my plausible deniability would be my patients need exercise, or they'll get bed sores.
Nah, it's okay. He's right.
Space
We've
Force.
already been scanned. They know we've got a shell game's not going to work.
I wish it would. And some other time we're going to have to
Question
come
mark.
up with some off the books cargo space, unscannable cargo space for just such an occasion.
That's probably something that Palmer be able to help you with, along with everything else that he's going to
Yeah,
be doing.
well, that
Someday.
Palmer. If we're not space dust by the time it's time to, this adventure's over, then
All right.
we'll go see Palmer.
The guy
Okay.
wants to see basically the documentation that you have from Queet Singh, contradicting, and he's like, and now tell me again why you didn't deliver the cryogenic chamber to the Earthside, the buyers.
Because they tried to kill us.
Well, and the body inside was kidnapped. They're kidnapping.
Yeah.
So, well, that's not technically against the law here. So, and this kidnapping, supposed kidnapping, took place about 11 parsecs away. So,
Well, let's talk real
it's a
quick.
little bit out of my jurisdiction.
Mirabilis, we're out of Mirabilis, right? The ship is
yeah, you
loaded
guys-
with Mirabilis. We're on the hook. They know we have him. As we reached the station, they made it very clear that we need to return him. And to clear our name, we took whatever else we thought would help clear our name when we get back to Mirabilis. I don't know. Are you familiar with
Got any-
Mirabilis?
I'm familiar with Parabolas. I've been there a little bit. You got any proof of this?
Proof of which?
Mirabilis is expecting you back with this here cryo chamber.
I'm not making that up, Les, right? I'm pretty sure that you told us.
Yeah,
that
yeah. We've got
Mirabilis-
the
yeah.
communiques.
Yeah, we got the communique. So I'll whip out a data pad and show them what it is. And then I said,
All right.
allow me to, then I'll walk you over to the evidence we've collected so far to help clear our names.
Including the information from our passenger.
Yeah. And
Who said which proves he's a kidnapper and proves those were the guys buying it.
Okay, all right. So, so you guys, so he's done kind of like looking around at the things. Like, let's go on upstairs. Take a look at these. Now, my understanding is you got a couple of extra passengers on the ship today.
We got a couple of convicts we're taking back.
I'd like to have a look at them, make sure they're all right.
Yeah, come on in. So,
all right. So he goes upstairs. As you guys do, I mean, are you guys doing like any switcherooing while?
Nah, that was a stupid idea.
All right.
The crew let the captain know it was a stupid idea.
Okay. That's the two things we need. We need untrackable space, and we need disguise kits, so we could then we disguise ourselves as different people on the ship. Oh yeah, there's 8 of us on here.
Fake glasses and a mustache.
Hey,
Exactly.
Tam, they're cutting in on your disguise business.
I know.
Yeah, Tam will just keep impersonating, mystery passengers.
All right, so I guess you guys escort him to MedLab.
Yep, I'll walk him in. I'll just let him see the full picture, and I'll stand there waiting for him to flip out or take it all in.
So you got one guy, deceased, Y incision. Basically that. And he goes, I'm going to assume that's a kidnapper, isn't he?
Yeah, that's the kidnapper.
That's
It's
correct.
Qui-Gon
All
Jinn
right,
or whatever his name is. Yeah.
All right, Queet Singh. All right, that's good. This all matches up. I'm gonna have to do a quick scan. He gets over there and pops a guy's eye open and does a quick iris scan, checks it against his data pad. That sure is Queet Singh. He's looking better, I think. And then he says, "Now, what about these? What about these 2 sleeping beauties here? What's their story?"
This is Shotgun Annie. She, as we rolled in our cargo to make the trade before we understood to decide to get back to Mirabilis, she decided to take my head off with that there shotgun you can see right over here parked on this table. Well, maybe not parked on the table right in arm's length of the prisoners, but you know what I'm saying. So I was forced to defend myself, and unfortunately she took a bullet. But we brought her back to the best doctor in the quadrant here, Dr. Wagner, who's been patching her back up nicely. But it also occurred to us that she's going to be a much better explainer to Mirabilis than us on abductees, on this plan to abduct this guy. And we weren't feeling we weren't feeling like we could leave her behind or explain thoroughly on station why she was slowly bleeding to death on the ground.
I must say, Dr. Wagner, he checks the stitches. He says, "That's some fine work. That's pretty good. So you brought her all the way back here just to patch her up, huh? And then take her back, introduce her to walk into light over Mirabilis way."
Yep.
All
And
right.
then this is her companion here, who is also sedated. I can't remember what took him out. Did he tried to shock stick one of us and got his own medicine, or?
Yeah, I think something like that. He ended
Yeah,
up getting knocked unconscious or whatever.
Yeah. Like, a lot of us are old Navy guys, right? So they probably were expecting a bunch of, thin-boned belters or landlocked bureaucrats or whatever they were expecting. But we're all old vets, and we were able to still handle ourselves a little bit, and was able to turn the situation to our advantage. But time is money, and we got to make money to keep this ship, right? So we gotta get back and explain as best as we can to Mirabilis how we came to be in possession of this here cryogenic chamber. And I figured these here kidnappers would be a much better attempt to help them uncover the ring that's clearly behind all this.
Well, I can't fault you for that. I think that's probably you got the right idea. All right, so let's gather up your people. Let's have a sit down. Let's talk about this for a second.
All right, so we'll make sure these people are secured or not going to wake up right before we go have a sit down with everybody.
Oh, according to Dr. Wagner, they're going to be down for another 6 to 8 hours easy.
Okay, so I guess we'll be meeting at the old conference room table.
I think so.
Do we got some refreshments, some nice fruit punch and
Sure.
space Oreos?
You don't have any. You don't have anything a little stronger, do you?
Got some diazepam.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get to. No, I know Weber Giclas. I think I mentioned before. He definitely carries a few extra bottles of spirits for just such an occasion to lubricate deals. So I'm going to go back to my personal selection.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll pick out one of the good stuff bottles and bring it out.
All right, perfect. So a little ice, a little scotch,
Yeah.
and basically he kicks back and says, "Look," he says, I'm on your side here. I think, all things considered, and telling me the story, it seems to jive with the sort of events. And frankly, I don't trust the damn bears at all. They are just a pain in my ass. So, however, we got a couple of stowaways here that we're gonna have to think about. You guys did, and even worse than that is we're a commercial station, we're a commercial system. So we take deals seriously. Now, the deal was that you were supposed to deliver that cryo downstairs to those guys. Now, you say they shot the place up. Evidence seems to suggest that that's the case. However, that's still something. We had a shot spotter go off. We have to take a look at it. I'm inclined to believe you. And I'm inclined, frankly, to tell my people back at Ford that this was all just a big misunderstanding. But you know how people are, sometimes they just don't take it on just a person say so. You know what I mean? He drinks a little bit more scotch. He's like, yeah, I just don't know how we could go about the business of making this right. There's got to be some sort of something that we could do that might set this all to rights and make sure that this didn't end up in front of the magistrate.
I think I'm picking up what
you get in front of the magistrate, and it's just a huge problem.
Well, I feel you, Bill. I see what you're saying, and I feel that the fact that you're a commercial station really says it all. Commercials are all about profits and penalties if things aren't going the way they're supposed to go.
I think you understand me completely.
I think maybe if we are able to pay a fee to set this right with the station, make everybody happy, and then we can get right with law and order back in Mirabolus. That's not going to go away for us. Either we're going to be here on the station forever, or we got to back and face the music.
I hear you. I think you might be on something. I think you might be onto something right there. A small fee, and maybe something that we can pass along, make sure everybody is happy. I mean, now let's be honest, that bear's never going to be happy about this. But
I understand.
Maybe we could do something.
You could assure him that his friends are alive and well, just in a few star systems away. He can go pick them up at any time.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, all you have to do is catch a jump ship to Mirabolus, and he can go pick up his thing. I mean, that's a fairly reasonable assumption. From a fee standpoint, don't get me wrong. I'm not or a fine standpoint. I'm not a judge. I'm not a magistrate myself. I've seen a lot of these kind of transactions. I mean, what do you think would be fair?
Well, I also have that the inlay stuff, right? So I can connect with the AI, right?
Neural Ace, yeah.
Neuralace. So I'm gonna be like, what are we talking here? A few thou? You think? What are you thinking?
You asking Jin, or are you asking?
I'm asking Jin through the Neuralace.
Jin's like, sir, I'm not in the habit of bribing law enforcement personnel, but
this is not a bribe. This is a penalty to assuage our guilt.
But if what he says is true, the likelihood is that he's going to have to spread whatever amount that you give them. He's going to have to split with probably something along the lines of 2, according to my calculations, between 2 and 5 people.
So let's talk real quick. How many people? What kind of liquid cash we have on board? I think I have somewhere around 40,000 credits myself. But we're
how much do you guys remember how much cash Sweet Sing had? It was like 20 grand, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking up right now.
In Greenpernt bills.
Yeah, we got half of the 41, so it would have been 20,500.
I think that might be the right penalty. Like I said, we could certainly say not only is it legit money that doesn't belong to us, right? But that it was easily it won't be painful for us to let go of.
Don.
Wait, you're giving
501.
I like
500 credits.
Like I say that one of the things that were on what was the guy's name? The dead guy, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Queet Sing.
Queet Sing. Well, one of the things we would like to think is like Queet Sing paid us up front for the stuff, and he paid us $20,000. Now I'm not sure that would be the penalty of what we're talking about here, but I feel if Bill, if you could do us a service and take that $20,000 and use it what you think to be invested to make sure our fees and penalties are paid in full so that we can continue to do business here at Greenpernt, I would be much obliged.
Yeah, I think that's a good start. I think you're on the right track. Maybe, and he looks. I mean, I'm assuming you bring the cash out, and it's like stacks. And he's like, I think that would be good. He actually sort of like, as he thinks about it, he reaches over and he takes one of the stacks and puts it in his bag and starts sort of gathering up. He's like, but you know what? I mean, I'm gonna have to explain this to my boss, and he's gonna have to explain it to his boss. And I can't help but think that maybe another 20 might be just the trick.
But do I see Don standing directly behind him with his face on?
Like a big hammer.
Yeah, exactly. Another 20, huh?
I think that would be the right thing. But what I could tell you is that a gesture of goodwill of this nature will go a long way, not only to ensure that you guys left Greenpernt Station without any undue legal ramifications, but also that you'd be welcome back here in the event that you'd ever care to visit our little system again. Which I think you guys are commercial-oriented fellas just like myself, and I have a feeling that you'll be back.
Just aside of the players, could we come up with pony up another 20,000 cash between each other?
He said 20. He didn't say 20,000.
20,000 in
Additional.
cash and another 20 in
Just out here, do we have?
Oh, he's willing to take it in digital.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it in digital.
Like if we could pony that up, yeah, and put it to and deduct it from the profits of our next cargo thing, that I think we compensate ourselves accordingly and make ourselves whole again at the next stop in Palmer Station or wherever we're going to drop all this cargo off.
Let's do it. Can I do a memory check to see if I remember how much they just paid us? Digitally?
You don't have to do a memory check. Hold on a second.
It's like a quarter mil.
We can look at the ledger. Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, and while you're talking about Les, this is what I'm saying. Like, Bill, I seem that seems fair, but I would go you one further. Is that there might be cargoes that we could pick up that aren't offered to your regular Johnny Schmo space guy coming through, but for select crews that you really trust, that have really shown a loyalty to Greenpernt. Maybe you might be able to help us broker some deals that of sensitive nature.
And we'd be willing to help you.
Well,
yeah,
potentially. I think that might.
We can obviously a finder's fee. A finder's fee for anything that comes through.
Well, I can't help but think. And he finishes his scotch and slides the glass over for a refill. I can't help but think that your generosity and our collective commercial sense that this might be just the ticket for a profitable and long-standing relationship in the future.
Yeah, and then we hug each other and rock off into the sunset, right? Yeah. This might be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe that there's bribery going on in Greenpernt. I'm shocked and dismayed.
I'm gonna need your last name so you can be a guy I know now. So
Bill Scaramouche.
Scaramouche.
The mooch.
Not the Scaramunga from
the Scaramouche.
The Scaramouche.
The mooch.
That'll be easy to remember.
Yeah.
Mooch.
Bill the Mooch.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, but everybody in Greenpernt is named Bill. And when you ask them, you were asking them, is this the same Bill that we talked with that did the inspection of the ship? And they're like, no, not that mother scratcher. Bill Scaramouche. All right. So so you are revenue wise for Greenpernt. You have approximately 587 50 mega credits worth of cargo that you're hauling to a couple of places. Now you've got some destined for Remulac, some for Mirabilis, but yeah, it's all there. You got some genetically engineered guard animals. You did 10% discounts off the top to get things, and also the xenoporn. Let's not forget that. That's headed for
xenoporn. That's right. Oh.
So I'm just going to ledger this as fees in the debit column, 20,000 in this case, 20 mega credit or kilo credits. And so there you are.
It hurts a little bit, but I feel it's better being blown into dust here and or having to kill Bill over this situation and try to shoot our way out.
He said kill Bill.
Okay, Bill. You know, we'll be back this way again soon, and I feel you know, I'll give you a holler when we're coming to let you know that that
He
we're, you know,
finishes loading the cash. He's like, I'm looking forward to it. I think this is a satisfactory arrangement. I think everything is just going to be just fine for you guys.
mm,
I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'm going to go ahead and tell my my friend Bill off on station that everything's all right. And
I quickly changed my face from his back to mine.
we're gonna let you head out to Lagrange Point and get the hell out of here. You guys got to get to Remulac or Mirabolis,
Yeah,
wherever you're
yeah.
headed for. You got cargo to deliver.
And I'm with the neural lace. I'm like, Jen, you got all that recorded just in case this blows up in our face. Yeah, I assume that Jen's got a camera on this and recorded the whole situation, just in case, you know, we need to clarify that all due fees are paid.
Oh
to
yeah,
Bill.
Jin says, yeah, I got this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I've got
And
all
Bill
the
would know that
illegal
too. Yeah.
activity.
All right, Bill. All right. Well, I wish you luck, and you be careful out there. Okay.
Good to meet y'all. Have a pleasant trip. Perhaps we'll meet again. And he goes back downstairs, gets back in his ship, breaks off. You hear the original guy, who was not the guy who boarded, say, "Sounds like everything's okay. We're going to go ahead and retrieve our buoy. Give us a couple of minutes so the gravity well dissipates, and then you'll be on your way."
All right.
So they do. They suck back the jump buoy back in the thing. They back off, and you see them sort of like they waggle their wings at you, and off they go back towards Greenpernt 4.
I'm a little misty from meeting another corrupt official that we can exploit to our purposes. So
Well, now you got Bill Scaramouche on your side, and probably half of the people that half of the bills in Greenpernt that he has to grease on your behalf. You probably will have goodwill with them as well.
Okay.
So now you guys fire up the fusion engines. Jin's like, Tam, I'm assuming you said tell Jin, take us to the Lagrange point. Where are you gonna go?
I'm going to go back to my cabin with the rest of this bottle and have a nervous breakdown. Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you, Weber Jix, for your smooth talking.
Nicely done, Weber.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be quiet for a little while.
All right, so you guys are here. So a couple of things. If you looked at the ledger, you have cargo destined for Remulac, which is where Palmer is. You've got cargo destined for Mirabolis, which is where you're supposed to take the cryo guy back to. But also, you've got Calgary that you can go to. Now, Calgary, its proper name is L674. It is a naval station on the edge of the Kazintia front thing. But Captain Black will tell you his friend Chopper is there. And they can if we need to peel this guy out of cryo, Chopper can do it.
Thoughts from the crew?
Well, I thought we were taking the guy back to Mirabolis now, since we got that communique.
Yeah, I mean, and then we were taking it back. I don't know what order we're taking it back in, but it's on the list. You tell us what's the most efficient way to get paid and
Well, if
keep
I
the ship
remember
running.
Correctly, and I'm sorry, unless the map zoomed in on me there.
I think we're going here. Oh,
Where are we?
You guys are here in Greenpernt.
And
I think we're going here first.
Well,
Okay.
Remulac is where Palmer is. That's a jump away. He's a week away. If you're going all the way back to Mirabolis, that's double jumps.
Right.
It's going to take you a couple of weeks to get there.
I thought we were going here first for one jump
Calgary is also one jump away.
and then one jump.
yeah, why don't we try it that way? But we can send a message to Mirabolis letting them know that we're on our way back.
All right. Well, you guys are still out of jump space. You haven't gone into jump.
Right.
And it's going to take Jin and Tam about a couple hours to sort of get the calculations ready to get ready to jump, but they need a target.
Yeah, let's go there then.
You want to go to Remulac first? You want to see Palmer first?
And don't we have something to drop off there?
Yeah.
You have cargo, yeah, but I mean, on the other side of that equation is something you guys brought up last time, was that do you have enough money to get what you hope to acquire from Palmer?
Only digitally.
Well, if we look at the ledger, I mean, it's a lot of accounts payable, right? So you've got over half a mega credit in accounts receivable, but you've got to deliver. So if the Remulac deliveries, you're looking at 385 kilocredits. $385,000 for delivery there, and that's all in.
I don't remember what everything costs as far as.
That's
That's what I'm saying.
party.
So that's revenue. That's for delivery. That's what you're going to get. You've got accounts receivable of 385 for the stuff that you have to deliver to Remulac. Now, keep in mind that Palmer's Place, Remulac is sort of a weird sort of split system. You have the inner core worlds, which is Giclas 87 proper. That's where the rocky inner worlds are. That's where most of the commercial takes place. But then you get about, in some cases, 20 or 30 astronomical units away from Giclas, which is the sun, the star name. And then you have this really substantive asteroid belt with a big Jovian in the middle of it. And that's where, it's sort of very stable. It's almost like you have a big Jovian with a giant ring of asteroids around it. And that's where Palmer's, like, what he calls his summer home is. Basically, it's a hollowed out asteroid that's in this stable orbit out there well beyond scan range from the inner planets. It's very quiet, very private.
So do we drop off and this is again a question for the crew, drop off what we have to deliver there, but don't bother going to Palmer yet if we don't have enough funds?
Have we given him our order yet?
No.
No, you guys haven't really even talked to him.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it might be worth.
let's
Yeah,
go meet with him.
inventory.
Also, give him our order. Say we'll be back in 2 weeks because we're going to go back to Mirabilis and then back.
I like
Time to get it together.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. So we're going to there.
You jump to Remulac.
Remulac.
All right. Okay. All right. Jumping to Remulac. All right. So it takes a week. You guys hit the Lagrange point. The calculations are pretty done. There's no gravity wells and thing. Everybody's gone back to GP4, and you guys drop into jump space and you're off. You're a week in jump space to get to Remulac. So here's the thing. You've got time to either, so you've got a couple of unwilling passengers. So Dr. Wagner, what are you going to do with them?
I think we need Eric, our security guy, to interrogate them, right? Because we need them to clear our name.
Yeah.
All right. So
just been sedated so we could figure out what we're doing. So.
Okay, so they're sedated. Are you just going to keep them under sedation pretty much constantly?
What does everyone else think? I think it was.
I think we can tie them up and not leave them sedated.
Well, don't we have a hold or something so they don't have to be tied up? They can.
Well, we restrain them or whatever we want to do, but I say we want to talk to them whether they're sedated or not afterwards. We need to get some information.
Security Chief Doyle could probably rig up something secure that they're not going to be getting out that would keep them more or less comfortable. If you wanted to not keep them under sedation, the one that you shot, Weber, is probably going to be down for a couple of days before she's able to start walking around again. The other one is fine. He's got a bump on his head and he's taking a shitload of space diazepam.
I vote we let them wake up, give them a good warm meal, give them some whiskey, make them feel at home, and say we are in space and we're on a 1 week jump to Remulac, and let's talk.
Remulac, what? So the guy with the bump on his head is like, what? So you wake him up after about a day and a half, and he's like, what the hell are we doing? What are you doing? Where Remulac? What are you talking about? Who are you? What's going on here? I got to get back to Greenpernt. Is he tied up or anything, or immobilized in any way?
Well,
I would assume zip tied to the bed or something.
I would assume he's tied up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if he just woke up and he's alone, and he's groggy, and he's not armed, and I can brawl. I'm
Not too worried about this guy?
I'm not worried, and also I'm making it a point to not be a threat. I just want to talk, and I want to. I talk in low, calm tones. I don't make any sudden moves, and I'm real friendly and kind. I think going hard on these two is not the way. I think we will get more results. We catch more flies with honey.
You catch the most with dead squirrels, though.
True.
Yeah,
all right,
I was
so
thinking
here's-
in the xenoport, we must have some sort of BDSM bear restraint system.
So I'm imagining sort of Security Chief Doyle. Security Chief Doyle is not he's not a slight person. He's not, he's a security chief, and he's got brawn, so he's a little, he's probably got a busted nose or something, that's sort of set weird. He's got that bump. He's probably a little hard looking. So this guy wakes up, and you're right, he's a little groggy. He seems disoriented at first, and he's like, "Where am I? Who are you? What's going?" And you see him struggle a little bit against the zip ties on the gurney, but eventually sort of like gives up. He's like, "Oh well, I'm zip tied to a gurney. I guess that's it for me." What do you say to him? He is awake. You can tell. He's like, "What are you doing with me here? What's going on?"
Hi, friend. My name is Doyle, and you're on a ship, and we are on our way to Rimulak. We're going to be in space for about 1 week. So what I want to do is make you comfortable, be friends, and we at some point in this next week, we need to sit down and talk. But for now, I bet you are hungry. I bet you need to relieve yourself. I bet you don't like being zip tied. Now, here's what I propose. I'm gonna take my knife here and cut away those zip ties so that you can sit up and stretch and get comfy. Now, if I do that, both you and I are gonna stay calm and cool. Do we have a deal?
Yeah, okay. It sounds fine. I am hungry. I won't do anything. I promise you, I won't do anything crazy.
Well, we have a nice warm meal waiting for you, and we've got some pretty decent spirits too. Should you be a spirit man? And so let me just take care of those zip ties for you. So I get my knife out and I cut the zip ties.
Okay. He's they come apart, and he sort of like struggles to sit up. You can tell that he's still pretty weak. Space diazepam is a pretty strong drug, and he's obviously disoriented a little bit. You can see him rubbing his wrists. He's like, I'm Yeresh is my name. Where's Kick Bandiers? Where's the bear?
The bear is back at Greenpernt, and they're all fine. All fine.
All right. He struggles to stand up and sort of swings his legs over the gurney and begins sort of standing. You can see him sort of stagger a little bit, trying to catch his, he's holding on to the gurney. You can say he hasn't got his sea legs yet from all the sedation. But he sort of steadies himself and he gets there. He's like, he goes, I could do to hit the head if you don't mind.
You know what? Sure. Right? This way. I lead him toward the head.
All right. So he goes in there. I'm assuming you follow him in there, kind of thing, just to make sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
Was it the head or was it the airlock door?
You know what? I mean, okay. He's not armed. He's on our boat. What can he do? But let the man relieve himself, and then let's sit him down at the table and give him food and some drink, and let's talk.
All right. You guys okay with that?
The security chief's the one in charge now.
Great.
All right. So this guy takes a whiz, and you know, sort of shuffles over. He's like, yeah, okay, I gotta be honest with you, I'm starving. So I'm assuming that you sort of escort him out into the common area, where the thing is, and you get Jen to fix him up some grub. Is anybody else going to be in the common room at the same time? And so that's question one. Question two is, what about Chimera, which is the woman with the shotgun that you guys shot? I'm assuming that she's still under, because I'm guessing it's about a day and a half to 2 days before it's probably safe to bring her up, in your opinion, Dr. Wagner.
Well,
Anybody else in that room?
I could.
Want anybody there with you, Chief?
I'm on the bridge.
Okay, it might be good to have a couple of colleagues here, just to show some unity and to show that.
I'll be there if you need me. Just use your muscle to stand
Weber
behind
Jix
him.
might be a good plan. Captain Black would be nearby, but
well, the bridge isn't very far
Nice
away,
type.
so
yeah.
Okay, well, I give the gentleman some food. Sir, can I? I sometimes don't mind a little Irish whiskey. Would you care for a little to share a little glass with me?
I wouldn't say no. I'll tell you that. I think a little whiskey would go down good right now. I'm a little curious how I ended up on a jump ship headed for Remulac. Hey, I'm real sorry about how that went down. Look, I just want to say, for the record, that this was all sort of Kick Bandier's idea to sort of like take you guys out, and Chimera and Wirakun, they wanted to come out guns blazing. I just wanted to do the deal. I'm just an electronics guy. That's all. That's all I wanted to do, and just make sure the deal goes through. Just like all the other ones. We never had this kind of problem before, and honestly, it was always kind of thing. I don't know how we got into your skins, but it wasn't my fault. It was what they wanted to do. I cautioned against it.
I see. Well, I will say there was some debate about just dropping you out the airlock. We chose not to because we are morally good people. And
Oh, hey, now, just to go into the airlock. I mean, that's I'm not in any way looking to get up your snoots on this thing. I mean, just I get what you're saying. I had nothing to, I had very little to do with it, to be honest with you. And frankly, if you're taking me to Remulac, that's fine. I'm sure I can find passage back to Greenpernt afterwards, and no harm done. We'll just call it quits at that point. Does it sound good to you guys? Does it sound right?
So, well, tell me something, because I'm just not quite clear. Just what were you all trying to accomplish? We come to you in good faith, and things went south. Why? What were you all trying to do?
Well, look. Here's the thing. I just handled the cryogenics end of it. I want to make sure that the cargo's intact, that everything looks good. I want to make sure the transfer goes smoothly, and that we can get power sources right. That's my job, and that's what they hired me to do. Now, I've done it a couple of times with these guys, and everything seems to work out okay. And I just hate to. I hate to ruin it. Now I understand that, for whatever reason things went sideways on this one. I just have to tell you that I feel like it just, I feel like I'm sort of separate from that. Now you may have a problem with Kick Bandiers. You may have a problem with Shamir. Frankly, her bringing out that shotgun right away. I don't know what the hell she was thinking. It surprised me as much as it surprised you. I didn't, we've done this kind of deal before a half dozen times. It works great. And I just, everything has been on the up and up and no harm done. But, I just don't know why they went crazy and nobody told me anything.
I appreciate his
I'm
fast
really
talk
sorry.
roll, but I'm not buying it one iota.
Well, I don't know what you mean. You're not buying it. It's God and Hubbard's honest truth.
I'm gonna refill your glass with some of this fine whiskey from my private store. You're gonna drink this whiskey. I'm gonna drink mine. When you're done, you're gonna stop this nonsense and you're gonna tell me the truth, because something about this deal was different. I want to know why your people decided to come out guns blazing, and
Well,
I know that you know, and I want you to tell me.
so if you guys recall correctly, just to step out of game for a second and meta a little bit, everything seemed to be going fine until Tam yelled out, "Get 'em!" At which point you guys attacked them.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I left that. I
We
conveniently
have
left
to
it
go
off
back
my.
to the video on that one, but
I conveniently left off my conversation with Bill about that whole how we were the total instigators on this thing.
it happens. So so my recollection is Tam yells out, "Get 'em!" and that was the start of the fisticuffs.
In my defense, what they said before then was hand over the body.
Well, so what's interesting, I think, here is Doyle, is that this guy is like, they were talking about it beforehand. I didn't agree with them. He seems to have forgotten that you guys instigated this. So you're not. Maybe he's trying to lie his way out of this and get free of you guys. Maybe something else was happening that you guys weren't aware of. Maybe they were ready to spring a trap on you guys and just didn't get the opportunity before you guys sprang your trap on them. Double trap.
So it was justified.
I'm gonna continue to lean on this guy. I'm trying to be at once courteous, yet like I'm withholding
Okay.
a threat of grievous harm. But I'm still being courteous, and I pour him another shot glass full of
Okay.
good stuff.
All right, hold on a
Good
second.
stuff.
Captain Jack's starting to wonder where all this good stuff is on this ship.
I can just see on the bridge, Captain Black's like, "Hey Tam, do you know where Weber keeps his scotch?" Tam's like, I don't know. He's got scotch? I don't know.
Yeah, it's actually in one of the fuel cells. We might run low on fuel one time, but I got plenty of scotch.
So the guy kind of looks at you, and you could see he's sort of like, he pulls the glass up and he's sort of shaking a little bit as he sort of drinks it, and he's like, "Hey, look, the Bear's been doing this for a long time. They've been kidnapping people from various companies. I don't have anything to do with it. I help run the cryo and make sure that the power supplies get done. I'm just a contractor, and that's Hubbard's honest truth right there. I mean, I've done this half a dozen times." He said, "Got nothing against you guys. I don't know why they pulled on you. We've never done that before. Everything has gone smoothly. I don't know why would do something like this at this point. Now I will tell you that Kick Bandiers, he's nuts. You know, I never seen a bear who was more about bears and getting and bears coming up in the world than Kick Bandiers. That guy was all about it, and he was a bit of a xenophobe. But honestly, I don't know that had anything to do with it.
Hmm. So you've worked with this group for how long?
How long? About maybe last 18 standard months. We would get a delivery about every 3 months or so. It was always Kick Bandiers, and I always, you know, I knew Weiraccoon from before. Chimera, I didn't know. You know, she was Kick Band. She worked with Kick Bandiers before those. She was always with him. I just assumed that she was hired muscle. That, you know, she had that shotgun and she loved pulling it out and waving it around like a psycho. But yeah, I was hired help. You know, they'd come in. I'm good with the power supplies. I'm good with the cryo, making sure everything's top drawer. You know, that's what they hired me for. They paid good. You know, I'm happy to take the Bears credits as much as anybody else's.
I see. You said that they took a delivery about once a month.
About once every 3 months, we take a delivery in Greenpernt from various places. Some from Remulac, some from Mirabilis, some from Sirius, some from UV SETI yourself.
See, and you, what do they do with these deliveries?
You mean after the deal's done?
Yeah.
We paid off. I load them up on a cryo, make sure we had temporary power supply to make sure we didn't want the cryo thawing out on the way to thing. Then we grab jetted over to warehouse, and you know, that's when I would get paid. My job was done as long as I got it over to the other warehouse in Greenpernt. I'm assuming they would peel them out and of cryo and you know, put them to work. I don't know why the Bears want these people. I just help keep them alive. That's all.
Just following orders, huh? Just following orders.
I'm just following. Well,
Yeah.
it was some money too. They paid good money. Bears paid good money for this kind of thing. And I know it's a little bit off the books, but it's not illegal in Greenpernt. So, you know.
Frankly, sir, that sounds horrible. I mean, it looks like you kidnap people, refrigerate them.
Whoa, Mr. Doyle. I don't kidnap anybody. I run the power supply and make sure the cryo's operational. That's all I do. I make sure these people are alive when they arrive, and I make sure that when I deliver them over to whoever they get delivered to, I make sure they're alive when I deliver them. I got nothing to do with no kidnapping. I got nothing to do with anything else. I'm the electronics guy.
Goodness. Well, it sounds like you do aid and abet traffickers.
It's not illegal in Greenpernt. I know that legality is different in the Sol cluster. I get it. But in Greenpernt, this is perfectly legal occupation. A man's got to make a living. And it's a good living. The Bears pay well.
I don't think so highly of myself that I can try to be your moral conscience. It's not my place to teach you. That would be putting myself up on some sort of unreserved pedestal. So I still think it's evil, but this is
no. I mean, we're talking about good. I don't want to talk about good and evil here. Man's got to make a dollar, right? Man's got to make a credit.
All right. I see. What do you know about the woman whom we shot and who is now currently asleep in our med bay?
Wait, what? You mean Chimera? You've got Chimera in your med bay? Boy, be careful with that one. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't hear any of that. No shootings. But you need to be careful with her. Now she works for Kick Bandiers. She always has. And as far as I know, she's street samurai. She's bodyguard. She used to wave that shotgun around like it was a bodily function. If you got her down, you keep her sedated, because that girl, she tough. She is tough as nails. She doesn't take no for an answer.
Got it. All right. Well, we shot her and I knocked her out. And so
If you don't mind me saying, you might want to consider shooting her again.
no, okay.
That's just a thought.
I cannot do that. What is her role in this trafficking business?
Look, she works for Kick Bandiers. Kick Bandiers is the Ursay. He was the bear. He's the buyer, right? The rest of us are hired help. But Shamira works directly with Kick Bandiers. Now, every time that I've worked with Kick Bandiers, the last half dozen times, she's always there. She's got that shotgun. She is street samurai. She's bodyguard, right? The rest of us are tech. We handle the thing. She's his go-to girl when it comes to wandering about. As far as I know, they've worked together for as long as I've known them in this business. Now, I've only been involved in this maybe a half dozen times. Six cryos that I've just processed and moved on and paid handsomely for it. But every time that I've seen Kick Bandiers, I've seen her with them. That one's scary. You want to be careful around Shamira. Now, look, you seem like a nice enough fella, and I know that we have some ethical differences of opinion, but I would be careful around here. That's just a word of warning to you.
Okay. I think you told me as much as I can get from you. What's gonna happen now is you're gonna be on our ship for the next 7 days. When we get to Grimulac, we're probably just gonna drop you off, and then you're on your own.
Can't ask for more than that. I appreciate your forbearance and not throwing me out the airlock.
And
I appreciate it. I'm in your debt.
last thing I want to say is I'm real sorry about that broken nose. I mean, we.
Hey, it happens. Don't sweat it. That deal went bad, and these things happen. I'm not going to hold it against you.
No, I don't think that he previously had a broke nose.
He hasn't. No.
Okay. I stand up and I moving very fast. I take my hand and I punch him right in the nose.
You're gonna break his nose for him? All right, roll
sorry.
is that a
No,
brawling check? Roll a brawling check real quick, and you get an extra +2 for surprise.
Yeah, I'm surprised. You get a +2 on me.
Go ahead and roll a 2d6 plus your brawl +2.
Hold on.
What's your brawling?
You know what? It's somehow it's just +1. I think. I don't know.
Really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me.
I mean, okay. So let's see. 2d6 +1. Okay, hold on.
+2.
+2?
So +3 total.
+3. Okay. All right.
Okay.
2d6 +3.
+3. Oh, 14. Natty 11 +3. All right. So you stand up and you're like, well, I think I've heard enough. And you kind of like zig and zag, and he's looking the other way, and he kind of turns his face to you, and you just like, bang! You can feel the nose break underneath your heel, and he's like, ah! He rears back, falls over, blood squirting out everywhere. He can't see. He's like, what'd you do that for? What the heck? What was that about? What are you doing? And he's all, snot and blood and stuff running out of things. Yeah, you broke his nose.
Welcome to the gin and tonic.
Hold on, I'm writing this down. Breaks prisoner's nose.
Sorry about the broken nose. Oh, these things happen.
Welcome
I missed
to the-
that. Why do we
to
break his
the-
nose? Or why
to
did he
the
break his
gin
nose?
and tonic.
He just deserved it.
All right.
I like it.
broke his nose because he abets human
Trafficking,
I
yeah.
got it.
Totally agree. He had it coming.
Okay, so,
All right. So what do you do with him? I mean, you take him back to med lab, or you take him back to secure storage, or I mean, he's
Well-
basically finished his drink and he's eaten and that kind of stuff. And
where will this chap sleep?
where's what?
Where will this guy sleep?
I don't know. I mean, you guys have to make a decision. There's a couple of open staterooms that you usually keep open for passengers, but he was in med lab on a gurney.
You know what? I say,
Might want to send him back to med lab first.
yeah,
agree.
you know what? Where's Dr. Wagner?
He's in med lab.
Okay.
Jin's voice comes over the speakers. Mr. Doyle, Security Chief Doyle, would you like me to page Dr. Wagner for you?
Yes, please.
Dr. Wagner, over your neural lace, you hear the Jin say, Dr. Wagner, apparently Security Chief Doyle just broke a person's nose. Could you meet in the common area?
And Jen, would you kindly please patch me through to the captain?
You have an open channel, sir.
Captain, sir, request permission to assign a bunk to Mr. I'm sorry, what was your name again? Mr.
His name's Yiresh.
Yiresh. Captain?
Agreed. By the way, I was right here, so I overheard most of the conversation there. No good.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I see you there now. Captain, where should this guy sleep?
Go ahead and put him in the crew cabin next to mine.
All right.
Make sure the other prisoner stays sedated, tied up, and whenever possible, guarded.
He's still in his chair going, son of a bitch! It really hurts.
I lean over to him and said, he did apologize.
So what are you
No,
doing
what you're
with
supposed
him?
to say is, hey, that's not illegal on gin and tonic.
Well, you're there. You could say that.
Yeah, that's how I'll just lean in. Hey, man, it's not illegal on gin and tonic. A man's got to you got to do what he thinks you got to do.
Oh, that's real funny. My nose is broken.
You know, I want to discuss this with my colleagues, but should we wake up the nice lady and ask her what's her motivation?
Based on what he was just saying, I'd prefer to keep her down a bit longer, at least
Okay.
it's in, I keep forgetting the name of this place we're going to.
Remulac?
Remulac. It's like so, yes, Remulac.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Wait.
it's also, I mean, its proper name is Giclas 87. That might be easier to remember.
Chiclets. We'll just say we're going to Chiclets.
Giclas. Well, here's the thing. There's like 1,000 different Giclases. So Giclas was a dude who discovered a lot of star systems back in the 1890s or whatever. And so he named them all after himself. And nobody's gotten around to renaming them. So
I know you're saying chickless, but it sounds like dickless.
Giclas, Giclas.
Okay.
Remulac. I'll
Yeah, that's
remember
your story.
Remulac. Keep her sedated until we're in Remulac.
So just so you guys know, I was wrong about this. So Henry L. Giclas, born December 9th, 1910, was an American astronomer and discoverer of minor planets and comets. He worked at Lowell Observatory and hired Robert Burnham Jr. Is credited by the Minor Planet Center with the discovery of 17 minor planets between 1943 and 1978, including 2201 Olheto and 2061 Anza, 2 near-Earth asteroids, and a bunch of other shit. He focused on asteroids, but they've named some of these star systems after him because he was such a dude.
Got it.
Henry Giclas.
Okay.
All right, so where is this guy going? He's going back to med lab to get sedated again?
No, well, the doctor's going to come out and treat him out here, maybe.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, because he's got a somebody, some brute broke his nose.
Let's just say mistakes happened, and his nose is broken.
Some space ruffian.
Now, so are we really going to keep this nice lady knocked out for a whole week?
Maybe a couple of weeks. I mean, you're not dropping her off at Remulac, you're dropping her off at Mirabilis, right?
And the doctor had said she's going to need another week anyway, so let's just leave her that way.
Dr. Wagner would say, look, it would probably want to be a couple of days before he even decided to bring her out of consciousness. She's healing up good, but she was gut shot, and he sewed her up. Everything seems to be proceeding okay, but you don't necessarily wake somebody up after a day after they've been shot, especially after they've gone through surgery. She got shot in the guts. Wagner had to repair a variety of internal workings. So she's got to heal. He'd prefer to keep her down for at least 3 to 4 days before bringing her out of consciousness. That's going to be easy for him to do. She's not coming up, but if you guys want to wake her up before you reach Remulac, you can do it.
Oh, okay. May I consult with the doctor about a few things? Doctor, she's been shot in the gut, and you probably had to do some serious surgery to fix her. It seems like she is not going to be able to walk around for at least 2 weeks or more. I mean, if you've been gut shot, that's real big. Even with advanced space medical traveler technology, a gut shot is a big thing. Is it? I mean, if we let her wake up, is she really going to try to jump off her gurney and get us?
How would I know?
You would. Well,
I'm a doctor, Jim, not a
psychologist. You could roll a med check.
Okay.
Well,
right.
well, you can't speak to her. Obviously, you can't speak to her psychological
Physically,
aspect, but yeah, physically.
I can tell you that she could get an adrenaline surge. You've heard of moms lifting bears, and tons of bear porn that's fallen on their children. Here's my med check.
12. Yeah, I mean, depending on how you bring her back to consciousness, so you've got her basically in a coma's too strong a word, but you've basically got her nice and sedated so that she can heal up. Depending on how you bring her back, the likelihood is that she's going to be weak and not very effective. But you could tell from having worked on her, she's a strong woman. She's got a few augments, and frankly, you never know.
All right. If she's got.
Well, I may have borrowed the augments just to clean them.
Did you remove them?
It's possible.
Played with them a little.
Well,
So,
I don't have an annual salary anymore. Well, I've got my little stipend, but.
Well, so if you're thinking about removing those augments, give me a doctor check, another one, for the surgeries that it would take.
I'm tired of playing doctor with you.
Oh
boy.
Okay.
She's dead now.
Give me one more.
Well, I didn't say I was doing it. I just said I was thinking about doing it.
Okay. All right. I will get back to you.
Okay. I mean, she doesn't need him right now.
Apparently, she may never need him again.
She may never have him. All right. So yeah, she's going to stay under for probably. Well, honestly, now that we're doing a bit of elective surgery, I think.
Well, I didn't say I'm doing. Emma, I just said.
far as I'm concerned, it's done. It's a done.
Oh.
So I'm sorry. Are we organ harvesters now? What happened?
Should we
Well, he hasn't
check
taken
the-
any
should we check the
organs,
tape
but-
on this one?
Well, let's just say, kids have lemonade stands, doctors have medical appointments.
I'll get back to you on this. All right, so she's going to be. So you basically, Dr. Wagner says she's probably going to be down the whole week. I could bring her up when we reach Remulac, but I can also keep her down too. She needs to heal.
And in the back of his head, he's thinking, "I got to put that crap back on her."
Holy shit! I got to stick that arm back on. All right. Anything else you guys want to do before you reach Remulac?
Have we discussed what kind of weapons we're looking to buy? Do we need more details before we go talk to?
Well, I don't know. So you have some like guns. You have a laser carbine. You have a sawed-off pump-action shotgun. You have a collapsible cutlass. You have an antique revolver.
No, I thought we were seeing Palmer to get guns on the ship.
Yeah, that's what I
Well,
thought.
yeah,
too.
but originally it was both, right? You were going to buy weapons for yourselves and weapons to be put on the ship.
Right.
Don't we have some studded dildo from the bear?
You guys left that.
Yeah,
according to
the
him.
studded dildo was left behind.
Oh.
It's 1.5 meters long.
It's a bear. What do you expect?
What's the phrase? It's everything can be a dildo if you're not a little bitch about it.
That's so dark.
Why does Marla keep telling you that?
She likes to put my bald head in oil.
You got to write that one down because that's that one's a classic for the ages.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So yeah, we got that discussion. Plus, don't forget, do we want to try to wake this scientist up before we bring him back, or just bring him back and hope it's the right thing to do?
And a tasty way to do it. I thought we were bringing him. I thought we were going to originally free the scientist, and then we realized Mirabilis. We're on the hook with Mirabilis, which is our main home base, right? Which we got to do business with. They know we have him. They asked him to return him. That's where all our plans started to fall apart when we were originally thinking about either setting him free or or what we were going to do with a cryopod, right? At least that's what I
Yeah, but
recall.
bringing him back awake might give him more of a chance to discuss whether he wants to go back or not.
Well, regardless if he wants to go back or not, Mirabilis knows we have him, right?
Yep.
So I believe we need to, whatever we do, we have to bring him back to Mirabilis, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, we got to relocate our business venture to another system.
Yeah, I'm still thinking we bring him back. It's just, do we want to wake him up and bring him back, or just bring him back still in cryo? First, let's talk the guns. I mean, we just wanted some basic gun systems, or we can spend a lot of money.
Depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you want to put like military style hardware on this thing and have it camouflage enough so you can still go into civilized space, then yeah, that's going to cost bucks. Essentially, you're talking about breakaway nacelles and things like that. Again, on laser turrets and stuff like that. If you want a couple of minor lasers for asteroid plinking, that's a different price.
Would a couple?
If you feel like you're going to get into space battles, though, that's a different story.
Well, let's say the next time we try to get a shakedown from a couple guys in an interceptor.
And you want to light them up?
Yeah, asteroid guns would that have even helped?
Sure, absolutely, it would have helped. You're talking about blowing apart asteroids. They're lasers.
Yeah, I'm going to say that $40,000 we spent on bribing those guys could be dropping a bucket for your asteroid blower uppers. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
They're going to be pricey machines.
Well, that's what.
Let's correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming they're going to be in the hundreds of G's.
Yeah, the likelihood is yes. You're talking about purchasing the guns themselves. You're talking about getting them installed and routed into your computer system. You're also talking about, if you want to go that route, that if you want to upgun, you're talking about camouflage too, which means molding them into the body of your ship in such a way that they're not going to be easily identifiable by law enforcement or military. Now, for asteroid plinkers, you could probably just throw them on the side of the ship. Nobody's going to say boo to a goose, especially if you stay in the outer reaches and you don't necessarily want to go land on the moon at Terra. But if you want something a little bit heavier, you're gonna probably need to camouflage it.
I don't know if we necessarily want to go heavy. I mean, do we want to go blasting our way through the quadrant? I mean,
Says the dude who just broke a prisoner's nose.
This is the pacifist. I will tell you, Captain's point of view, he's a Navy man. He's used to having a gun. He felt awfully naked a second ago and felt a lot of our choices were really blocked because we didn't have a gun, and that's going to keep happening if we don't have something.
Good point.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, I mean, if we're going to get guns, I think we should get real big guns, and I think we should try to get some really, really big, sweet deals, some real sweet transport deals to finance our dreams.
Yeah, so why don't we go see if Palmer's got any kind of big bargain sales going on?
Big bargain sales.
It's President's Day weekend, maybe. You never know.
You know how those gun runners are.
Yeah, they love to cut a deal.
Yeah.
Buy two, get your ammo for free.
Yeah.
All right, so does anything? I mean, do you guys do anything else during the week? I mean, you've got several days. I'm assuming that Dr. Wagner fixes the guy's nose, or at least sets it. I mean, he's not going to fix it, but and then you retie him and re-drug him.
No, I feel like he knows his place. Let him just live in the cabin, and just live among us for a week. It's fine.
Okay. All right. And you can control the access to his doors. I mean, you can lock him in this cabin. You just tell Jin, don't let him out until we are ready for him. And, he won't be able to, Jin won't do that.
Well, I don't want him to not have access to the head. I don't want to starve him or I have no interest in torture.
Okay.
But I have I feel like I made my point. I'm satisfied. Leave him be. All
right.
If he wants to discuss further with me, well, he knows where to find me.
He seems particularly honestly, you think that at least in part he's telling the truth. He's just an electronics guy. He didn't give you any kind of indication that he was any bit of a fighter, or he didn't have a gun on him. That kind of thing. Now, I do want to give Weber the opportunity. Weber has a body pistol. If he wants to shoot this guy, you have an opportunity to.
I'm going to hold my shot.
You're going to hold your shot? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I see your gun for a second?
I appreciate the opportunity.
Weber, can I see your gun for a second?
What's that?
Can I see your gun for a second?
Are you going to shoot me with it?
With your gun. Don't do it.
Weber's not condoning cold-blooded murder, as I think we discussed early on. Self-defense, absolutely, and I would have been happy to kill the girl who tried to take my head off with a shotgun, but now that she's a prisoner, and this guy's a prisoner, I don't see any upside of cold-blooded murder.
So,
Plus, we have a space all around us. Why are we shooting people in a ship with the pressurized hole? Let's just throw them off the ship. Yeah, it seems like that seems.
Just stand them above the iris and just like whoop, up you go.
I just finished the Expanse season 4 there, so I'm feeling particularly mercenary about pushing people out of airlocks.
I love that show.
That was such a.
I haven't seen season 4 yet. I want to see it. It's a great show.
Great. Yeah, it's great, and it's awesome. It stands up.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. You get a 12-hour notice from Jin that you'll be dropping out of space at Remulac Lagrange points in 12 hours. Is there any last-minute things that you guys want to do before you drop out of space? So out of jump space. So one thing I want to mention is, are you going to deliver the cargo first and then go to and then fusion out to the Bettendorf, or are you going to go see Palmer first and then deliver the cargo?
I think we want to deliver cargo first, right?
Yeah.
See the upside of holding on to it.
Okay. All right. So 12 hours passes pretty quickly, and you guys drop out of jump space at Lagrange point. So, Remulac is like I said, it's a very strange system. Inner core systems within 5 AU of the small bright sun star that there's a lot of activity. So it's a typical inner system kind of thing. There's a fair amount of ships going in and out. Not as much as Greenpernt, and certainly not as much as Mirabilis, but still a little bit. You also see one of the things that you see, and Jin will alert you to these and highlight them on the scopes, is you do see in this case Kazinti ships in Remulac coming in and out. Now you're not sure what they're about. They're not warships. You guess that they're probably commercial. They're buying stuff from Saul and dragging it back to Kazinti to help with the war effort. But I mean, when you say a Kazinti ship is not a warship, they're still festooned with guns. So there's the Kazinti are a very warlike race, and their ships exhibit that kind of thing. You do not see any effronter ships here. Obviously, what's the old phrase? You get a Kazinti and an effronter in a room, and in 30 minutes they're gonna try and kill each other. The same goes with their ship crews. So no effronter ships here, just Kazinti. You are immediately, Jin tells you that you are hailed by traffic control, and Jin has told them that we have cargo for Remulac, and you get waved in, and we're just going to hand wave that. That process goes pretty smoothly. You get a more rigorous inspection than you got in Greenpernt, but everything seems on the up and up. They do not go all the way to Med Lab. It's mostly about the cargo. You guys dock, you guys unload, and you get paid. So you now have, hold on.
Don't forget to recredit ourselves back for the bribe money.
Well, I'm keeping like a sort of a running log.
Sure.
So,
and that could be considered a long-term investment, but.
Yeah, so this is still, now wait a second. You are arriving, hold on, let me check the calendar. It took you a week to get to Remulac. So that is going to put you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is still January, so that's good. All right, so we're still going to call it month 1. Day 31. I'm keeping a calendar, sorry.
I love the way you type though, Les. It's like in one of those TV shows where they would say, "Oh, I'm gonna log in, tickety click, clickety click." But we got to get past their security, clickety clickety click.
All right, so you guys have received. Hold on.
You got to do clickety click.
Stop it. You guys received 385 killer credits.
Nice. Cha-ching. Is that the xenoporn? What were we moving off here?
Part of it.
So hold on, let me make sure I have this. Oh, I'm sorry. It's offboarding, not onboarding. You are offboarding xenoporn nanoprocessors. That's it, xenoporn and nanoprocessors. So yeah, you finally got rid of the
Things.
the thing, huh?
There's 3 things, weren't there?
I think
No, you
one's
have
going to
genetically
Marvelous.
engineered guard animals that are headed for Mirabilis.
Yeah.
But you are crediting 385.
How much is it going to cost us to refuel?
Hold on, I haven't got that far yet. 380.
Go back to the ledger.
Hold on. Yeah, let me show you here. Hold on.
We're holding on.
Holding.
I'm only one man, you bastard. All right, ship's ledger. Here we go. Can you see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you just arrived Revulac, offboarding 385, which is this and this. Can you
And then
see
go
my
down
highlights?
2 more.
Huh?
Go down 2 more. There's another Remulac.
That's the discount.
Oh, that's okay. I see it now.
All right. So so there is that.
Oh,
Who's your friend, Don?
This is Maisel.
Oh, hi, Maisel.
The marvelous.
Hola, Maisel.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
All right, so you've credited 385. Accounts receivable is debited 385. So you guys are now. Let's check the bank. Hasn't got anything there. All right, so yeah, you guys got paid, and you've finally offloaded the xenoporn and the nanoprocessors. So you guys feel a lot better about your lives.
You feel less unclean.
So your total net worth right now. You should have, that's cash on hand right now. So
843 is our net revenue.
gross revenue is 1007. Net revenue is 843. Yeah. So I'm looking at cash on hand. So you probably, that's 385 is cash on hand. So you just got bumped up, and I think that will bank. Yeah, you see your banks all go up. All right, cool. So yeah, that's, you guys are paid for that, and that is taken care of.
Excellent.
wow. Ooh.
And what were you going to say about fuel to get to the next jump?
So fuel to the next jump. So this was just a single jump. So I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Okay, we can do that offline. I don't want to get caught up in accounting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do UMB counts too. But I'll figure it out and I'll send it out when
Let's go visit Palmer. Come on, Weber Jix.
Hey,
All right.
But just before, not that I want to delay it even further here, but just before we leave this, is there any cargo going the way we're going? Either I assume there's nothing going outward to them, but if there is, we can pick it up.
Not to the thing.
The next stop after that. Mirabilis is our next stop, right? So
to Mirabilis? Yeah. I mean, you can go on the. You could try. Give me a.
We got
give me
plenty
a-
of space. Okay,
yeah,
what do
give
I?
me-
All right, it's been a while. I got to roll here, right?
Plenty of space because that porn took up a lot.
So what was my? I think it was a
Big
+2 I
pictures.
had, right? A 2d6 +2.
Yep.
Does that sound right?
Yep.
Okay, 1 second. Here we go. Oh,
Whoa, net 12. Yeah, you get two.
My.
You get 2 rolls. All right, give me a D100.
all right, 1 second.
Oh.
I need to hit the tables after this.
That's why he's our talker.
All right, I'm looking for deals. Who got deals for me? There's one.
77. Let's take a look. All right, what is 77? Let's take a look. Rare food additives.
Delicious.
Go ahead and roll a 2d6.
Okay. 2-6 normal, no bonuses.
Yeah,
right?
no bonuses.
All right, 1 second. Well, I don't know why I rolled. Well, they're both 7s. All right.
All right, 25 tons of rare food additives.
Okay. We got plenty of room, right? So.
Yep.
Rare food additives. I see space sriracha, people.
Okay. You get another roll
And
too.
that's
Go give me another
G.
D100s.
92.
92. You are approached by somebody who's interested in sending out herbal stimulants. Give me a 2d6.
10.
They got 10 tons of herbal stimulants that they're willing to pay 100 kilocredits for you to move to Mirabilis.
Nice.
We can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we're done. And now what we're getting paid on, you never said what we're paid on the first one. 77 food, 77 tons
Food
of
additives, that's legal. Hold on. Food additives, what did we say? How many tons? 25 tons?
I think I thought you said more. Yeah, it was 25 tons. I thought you said more.
25 tons and 10 tons. So 100K.
Yeah, 25 tons. You're right.
100K for the herbals, and then another 100K for the additives, chemicals, basically.
All right.
All
Excellent.
right.
We'll take that on.
100. So that's 200, potentially 200. All right, we'll take it. All right. So I will expedite getting us loaded. If anybody can help me move people along here so we can get out to Palmer, and then I'll
do
shoot
that.
Palmer. Great. Then I'll just shoot Palmer a note, a text, or fast transmit or whatever that we're on the way. Does he mean pick him up Starbucks or something here at port before we get out there?
Do you want to go see him yourself alone, or do you want somebody?
No. I think he knows we're coming. I told him the deal that I got some new marks on the. I'm sorry, valued friends and associates that I wanted to do business with.
Well, I'd like to make sure our head of security goes with you if you don't mind.
Yeah, we're all going, but no, I'm saying I'm busy just getting deals made and getting the ship loaded, and I'm just contacting Palmer.
I'm going to stay back with the ship because of the woman we're keeping on there. I'm going to stay with her. And are we letting this other guy go now?
Are we? I thought we were taking back to Mirabilis. You guys decide.
I overheard our head of security.
Doyle sort of promised him that they would let him go. You guys would let him go at Remulac, which is where you are.
What's the upside of letting him go at Remulac? What if he goes to the authorities and we have the same situation we had at Greenpernt?
True.
I think he's going to try to disappear.
That's what we hope.
All right. Well, let's have that discussion with him when we get ready to leave. But that's another reason I'm staying on the ship.
All right. So you guys are about 25 AUs from the coordinates that Palmer gave you. So it's going to take you the better part of a day and a half to truck all the way out there on Fusion Drive. So if you're going to let this, and so basically you got to think of Remulac system as being two pieces, right? So close to the star is a bunch of inner planets, which is where you guys are now, and you basically are engaging in trade and that kind of stuff. And there's the various kinds of aspects. It's like any other system. Then you truck out all the way over there. There's a single big Jovian planet with a giant, essentially it's a ring, but the ring extends outwards almost 2 astronomical units. The thing is, so you have ring gravity and sort of that. It's an asteroid belt, which means there are a lot of asteroids. But the real thing is that the real bonus is that it's unscannable from the inner planet. So whatever is going on out there, they don't know about it. It's the perfect private getaway, and you expect that there are a lot of getaways out there. Now, Palmer sent Jin actually coordinates, which were steganographed into the message that he sent, so that you guys can find it, and it has the vectors and everything. So you guys know where. I mean, Jin knows where his asteroid is, but he'll tell you. But Jin will tell you it's going to take something along the lines of 20 hours for you guys to truck out there on Fusion Drive, just because it just takes longer. You can't jump in a gravity well.
So as long as we have enough fuel and we don't have anything that's time crunch to Marabo, so we should be fine.
All right. So what are you going to do with Yeresh? Doyle.
I talk to him.
So what do you say? I mean, he expects to be let off at Remulac. He knows you guys have fallen out of jump space. You guys have essentially adopted him as too strong, but he's taken meals. He's taken meals with you. I mean, he's wandered around. You guys have ran into him in the head, that kind of thing.
He's got a collar and leash. That we got special bedazzled for him. How about this? Can we get an affidavit off him or something that we could at least use in case he tries to narc us? Well, I'll let Eric decide.
So, my friend,
Yes.
some of us really wanted to put you out the airlock. We chose not to. I'm one of the ones who chose not to. My word counts. We're gonna let you off here, mostly because we're tired of seeing your face. But
Especially with the broken nose.
Yeah, no kidding. It's still really swollen, by the way. It's only been like a couple of days.
here's the deal I got for you. We've fed you. We've kept you safe. We didn't kill you. We're gonna let you go free. I broke your nose. I meant that. If you should you decide to go talking about us to anybody, I'm gonna find you. I got ways, and when I find you, I'm gonna do more than break your nose. Are we clear?
Crystal. Yeah, I totally get it. I understand where you guys are coming at. I really appreciate it. Mr. Doyle, just forget about the broken nose. I understand why you did it. I understand that you and I have differences of opinion. I'm happy to walk away from this. Trust me, I do not want to talk to anybody about this. I just want to get back home. And I appreciate it. Thank you. You won't hear from me again. I swear to you.
Get the hell off my ship.
You got it. And he toodles right off.
He
I mean,
runs.
almost as if he was deleted. It's literally that fast. All right, so he scoots. So he's out. He jumps onto the orbital you guys are attached to, and you don't know where he went, but Yurish took off.
I got a real hard place in my heart for traffickers.
I'm kind of surprised that you didn't, space him.
I can't go there.
All right. So you guys get the deals done. You pick up a little bit of extra cargo. You get that loaded. It takes about a day, and then you guys start trucking out towards Palmer's place. Is that correct?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm still a bit confused. What are we doing with the nice lady with the shotgun who is
Well, that's a great question. As far as I know, she's still in a semi-coma, recovering from wounds and whatever extra-legal surgery.
An
Dr.
original
Wagner's been
goal
doing,
for her, actually it was the original goal for both of them, but it was clear that the other guy doesn't know nothing, so he's not going to help. But the goal with her was to bring her back to Mirabilis.
For justice.
She can answer questions to the authorities there about this kidnapping scheme. That kind of takes some of the pressure off of us that we were able to give them a lead.
Right.
Okay. Then I vote we get her back there, and as soon as we can, let's remit her. Let's remand her to the authorities on the Mirabilis.
Yes. So whether we wake her up or not, let's make sure that we're keeping her tied up and that we're taking her to Mirabilis.
Okay.
It's really Dr. Wagner's call. I mean, Andrew, is Dr. Wagner going to keep her sedated, essentially? I mean, you could basically keep her in a semi-coma indefinitely, so long as you've got her where you're replenishing. She's got a nutrient feed, that kind of stuff. She's not going to die. Ultimately, it's your call.
I'm going to go with whatever the captain thinks.
Okay.
Let's keep her sedated at least until we're on our way to Mirabilis.
Right. I do kind of want to talk to her at some point, but for now,
Let's wait till the next jump.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So you guys get loaded up and you begin the long haul out to the asteroid belt. It takes about 18 hours. Anybody doing anything during that period? Anything they want to get ready or any questions they want to deal with or anything they want to ask Jin or anything like
So
that?
what I want to point out to Doyle, when you do talk to her, that other guy said she's very dangerous. So we do want her completely tied up, bound, something when we do wake her up.
Sure. And Dr. Wagner, you said that you removed some augments. Can you tell me more about what those augments were?
He can't since I don't have them yet. Sorry.
No,
He will be able to tell you them sometime maybe midweek.
Gotcha. Totally cool. Fine. But is she currently superhuman?
No.
Okay. But she's still strong.
Yeah. I mean, so Wagner.
I'm more worried about Crafty. You know.
So Wagner would tell you that she's had some augments that would make her a better fighter, but I mean, she got gut shot. She's had surgery. She's had maybe some surgery after that, and he's got her zonked out of her mind on various kinds of anesthetics. She's not going anywhere. And if you guys wanted to just keep her sedated and unconscious until you guys got all the way to Mirabilis, that could happen. Wagner's a great doctor. He knows how to do this stuff.
That one vivisection aside, he's been a great doctor.
Oh, that isn't his first. That's not going to be his first vivisection, nor will it be his last.
Okay. I'm thinking, what do I have to gain from questioning this nice lady? Maybe not much. Maybe it's the right thing to do to just go to the authorities and turn her in. After we, of course, absolve ourselves of possibly incriminating evidence. I don't know.
It couldn't hurt you with the Mirabilis authorities.
Yeah, I am afraid of. I want to think twice before we invoke the authorities. I don't know. She's a trafficker.
True.
It is against the moral code of Coffin Doyle to just cold-blooded space someone. Jeez. I don't know.
You could still turn her over to the authorities at Mirabilis, see what happens.
I could. We could. What if we tied her up, put a note on her, and dumped her on the doorstep and ran like hell? Spider-Man style.
Oh, I don't know that you would need to. I mean, Walking to Light sent you a message that says bring our scientists back. If you guys drop into Mirabilis space, Walking to Light is either going to be controlling that space or he's going to be immediately alerted that the gin and tonic has arrived. So you guys are likely to get a reception.
Yeah, we're trying to do the right thing here.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are doing them a favor.
Yep.
I'm trying real hard to do the right thing. I mean, it's true. Doyle has had a checkered past, but now he's trying hard to do the right thing. All right. Let's just go in and be straightforward, legal, lawful, law-abiding.
As far as Mirabilis knows, yes.
That's right. That's right.
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys have broken no Mirabilis laws. In fact, you're doing what probably they would consider a huge favor for them. Honestly, this could get you into a good place.
I think St. George Costanza said it best in an early episode of Seinfeld as Jerry, it's not a lie if you believe it.
That's correct.
Yep.
And Weber
Believe-
Chicks lives by this truism.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. All right, so you guys are trucking your way out into the asteroid belt, and you get it's actually kind of pleasant. I mean, there's Remulac is a fairly steady place. There's a fair amount of traffic out there. You get hailed by a couple of, yeah, how's it? Gin and tonic, that's a great name. Yeah, all right, we'll see you later. Weber's place is out of the way. The Bettendorf, as he calls it, is
Iowa.
is out of the way. And as you begin to approach, Jin alerts both the captain and Tam and Weber and says, "We have there's some I've done some scans on the location that you've provided to me, and there's some things I need to alert you to. First of all, we have several incidences of a dense but moving particulate cloud moving away from the site. It looks like
that's not
the
good.
site itself is partially depressurized, and there are no obvious life signs, although the entire the entire place has a fair amount of scan shielding. There's places that I can't get in there. Something happened here. I see several particulate clouds, and you have at least a partially depressurized area.
I'll be concerned about my friend, but I would say first thing is to make sure the ship is not in danger. So I'd alert the captain to do all the obvious scans and see if there's any perpetrators in the area we need to worry about before we investigate.
Jin does a scan and says that there are no ships anywhere nearby.
Okay, I'm gonna try to raise Palmer separately too to see if I can raise him.
Like on subspace?
Yeah, just whatever our normal communication would be. Maybe this is part of his disguise methodology that is way beyond anything I would expect.
Jin says that he begins hailing frequencies and they will repeat every 20 seconds until you discontinue them.
Okay, and then I guess.
But there's the first couple of minutes, there's no response.
Most of us are ex-Navy type, right? So we probably have at least protocols for depressurized situations and environments.
We have suits. I mean,
yeah.
You have suits.
I'm just saying, so suits are gonna be what we'd have to go in as, right? Probably.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about what we would call soft vacuum, which means it's not open space. But
back suit.
All right,
Yeah,
so
we
maybe
got back suits.
let's make sure our guest is taking the big snooze while we, or at least some of us, go investigate. I'll volunteer to investigate, even though I'm not much of a warrior. I'm a talker, but.
So Jin also says,
friend.
look, he goes, I'm doing some deeper scans into the thing, and I'm using the open areas as methods in. I mean, I mentioned before that there's some fairly significant shielding on this place, but because of the open parts that shield, I can get scans through there. This he can tell you a couple of things. This craft does not have a jump drive, but there are some readings that are very small that look like jump signatures. They're very small, less than a meter. They're not jump signatures, but they have certain qualities similar to a jump signature. It's registering as partially non-bionic or baryonic
outputs.
It's partially non-baryonic matter. Basically, he says, look, this is you don't have any proton or neutron activity. It's very strange. There are small pockets that look like jump space activity within the building, within the asteroid.
Well,
but this asteroid does not have a jump drive.
I will get like an emergency suit packed up in case there's somebody we have to rescue there, and maybe a med kit and my body pistol.
Okay.
I don't think
okay.
I'm really qualified to fire anything else, so I could take the shotgun, but I would say somebody else is a
So
much better.
your body pistol is probably not going to work in a depressurized area.
All right, maybe
Now, a couple of things might work. The laser carbine with the folding stock that you guys took off the bear, that will work.
well, let me ask. I can fire those, but I don't have a bonus for those. Is that what it is?
Carbine, you mean?
Yeah. Let's say if I don't, I'll have to go back and look at my character.
Right, you don't have a bonus.
Okay. So I would say let's see who else is going, but I would say for somebody who's better qualified, I'll take whatever is left over. But I will take.
Who
I
else
wanna
has
take
got
something.
vac suit training?
I have vac suit training and a cudgel training.
Cudgel.
Well,
Nice.
for combat, that's not bad.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. No.
We should have kept the bear dildo for you.
No, I'm
to
not
cuddle
carrying
you
this 1.5 meter long thing.
with. 3.5 meters, wasn't it? Or, yeah, it was 1.5
it
long.
was
That's right.
actually.
That's 3. Yeah, something ridiculous.
All right. So our head of security is in the Wookiees room. So I think head of security is going to stay back on the ship with Dr. Wet. And why don't the Captain, Tam, and I head over with our vac suits? How many carbines did we get? Just the one?
Well, I'm going, right? I mean, this is my
Yeah.
pal, right? So I'm going.
Yep.
Just want to make sure I heard Captain Tam and I, so I was making sure that I
Oh,
was on the
sorry.
list.
Captain and I being the same thing. I meant Weber and Tam and I. Yes, you're coming. But we only got the one laser carbine, right, Les?
He stepped away for a bit.
Oh, okay.
Now, I can also craft the ship's boat, the shuttle.
Got it. Do you have the ability to fire that carbine?
No bonuses or anything, no. I'm better with a cudgel.
I got to rewrite. Do we ever get a real character sheet for this thing? I forgot. what
Yeah,
it
Les
was.
sent it this week.
Let's send some
All right.
PDFs.
I'll look at it. I
So
know you all know it's
those
terrible.
PDFs suck, by the way.
Well, then why'd you send them?
They're the
Yeah.
only thing I could find.
Yeah, because it's what he found.
Maybe we can just make one in a spreadsheet and make it easier. I'll look around.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's see. Survival roll 6.
All right, Les. So Tam, Captain Black, and Weber Jix are getting on the vaccine to investigate. Head of security and Dr. Weber are staying back on the ship.
And I'm taking whatever weapon the other two are not.
All right,
Okay.
so who's taking what weapons? So you guys can sort of get over there. I mean, you guys take up
We're taking the ship's boat, the shuttle.
the shuttle. Okay, you're gonna take the shuttle.
I'm trained on
over there.
that, and I'm trained on vac suit. We've all taken vac suits. The weapon I'm taking is a cudgel,
Okay, just a stick.
basically.
All right.
One of those,
So,
extended batons.
so Dr. Wagner and Mr. Security Chief Doyle, you are staying on the ship, on the gin and tonic.
I think
That is
so.
what the captain requested.
Okay, and I'm assuming that you guys will stay in various, contact, and everybody has a suit on. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I brought emergency gear.
Only
Like
those people are going.
I'm bringing I guess the other carbine and an emergency. Maybe if wait, Captain, you have a laser carbine. What are you bringing?
There was a laser carbine that you guys took off of the bear.
Right.
But
is
I
that-
don't want
I was just wondering what the captain was taking. Is he taking that, or was?
He's kind of fine with what he's got.
Okay.
Are either of you good for medical?
No.
I don't have any
So
medical.
let's just not get hurt.
I've got some medical training, so we'll take a med kit with us also, just in case.
Right, and I
Okay.
said that we'll take an extra suit just in case we find somebody that we can that doesn't have a suit handy.
So you're gonna take an actual suit with you. Okay. So just so you know that the black powder guns, like the sawed-off shotgun and the revolver, will not work
Vacuum.
in vacuum.
Right.
The laser carbine definitely will.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why that's the only one we're taking.
Yeah, I'm taking that, or are you taking that?
No, you can take it if you want.
Okay, yeah, I'm taking it. If you're not carrying, I'm taking it.
Yep, I'm armed anyway.
Yep.
All right.
All
So
right.
where do you guys? So there's several particulate clouds that are near this asteroid.
Can Jin narrow down what particulate cloud means? I'm assuming it means debris
in some,
and.
Yeah,
air.
it's essentially debris and frozen oxygen and nitrogen that have sort of particulated out. Now, these look like weapon impacts, and some of them. So there's like 4 different areas. That
Is there
look
one
like,
closest to the bridge?
he doesn't know where the bridge is. Jin doesn't know where the bridge is.
Yeah,
It's an
it's a
asteroid. How
hollowed
fucking
out
if I know?
asteroid. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a hollowed out asteroid.
And it's got a shitload of shielding otherwise.
Right.
There's a couple of open spaces. Now there's a place that obviously looks like maybe a dock, but there's a fair amount of, he's like, I don't know that you could actually pull the shuttle up to it. There's a fair amount of debris there. You might have to sort of like put in, sort of like
Yeah. Do you have a rough map?
static.
Do you have a rough map we can use for the captain to just pick one? Draw a circle with the 3 spots or something.
Yeah, sure. Hold on a second. Let's see how this works. Okay.
Pick a spot, Captain.
You guys see that? So this spot up here is probably the easiest.
Wait. All I see is a spreadsheet. What are you?
You got to switch over to the
It'll
other view.
refresh here in a second.
Sorry. Hold on.
You might be looking at the video view, the Zoom view, Matt.
You're right. I am looking at the video view. My bad. I do that all the time.
How about this?
Yeah, I see it.
We got
Okay.
it. We got it.
So right there is probably the best place to enter. You're still not going to be able to dock. There's no dock anymore. It looks like it was hit by some sort of weapon. There's a fair amount of like particulate matter. It's essentially a rubble cloud.
Is there a way to tether the shuttle like 50 feet away or something like that?
Yeah, you can gravity lock it to the asteroid and sort of like, I mean, it's basically like putting it in geosync, right? It's
Right.
like you basically tell the shuttle, stay this amount of feet or this amount of kilometers
this,
away.
right.
Yeah, and it will continue to sort of like move. You can put it on that. And Jin can control it too.
Okay.
It's essentially Jin controlling it.
I assume Jen will be on high alert to look for something might be creeping around the system still.
All right, so you guys said you have vac suit skills?
Yep.
I need a vac suit roll from everybody as you guys leave. So you guys are leaving the shuttle and moving towards this area, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Forgery.
It's 2d6 standard, right? Les?
2d6 plus your bonus.
Yeah, I don't see that I have
Captain
vaccine.
Jet's just flying along.
Oh yeah.
1 second.
Giving you
After
guys
all
some
this,
guidance.
Weber Dix has no vac suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no bonus. I can see.
Okay. So here's the thing, Weber. As you are you sort of like throw. I mean, basically, you're in a vacuum. You sort of throw yourself at the dust cloud, and what happens is you hit some of those particulates.
You know.
So I need you to roll another 2d6. Do you have with what's your dex?
1 moment, please. Let's see. Strength 8.
8. I need you to roll a 2d6 plus 1 to see how you do from the point of view of that.
Oh,
All right,
yeah.
13. All right,
I did backflips and side
so
flips.
so you see sort of Jet sort of dive through the particulate cloud. You see Tam do the same, and you try to do the same, but you hit a rock, and it actually leaves a streak up your suit. You start to see like little bubbles materialize at the top of the skin. So you immediately just grab the patch kit, boom, slap that on there, and continue on. Everything seems to be okay. You did not feel even the slightest bit of thing, but you do have a small slice in your suit, which you have to do.
Okay. I'm going to just contact Jen and let him know that this suit's going to need extra cleaning when I get back on board.
Dude, that's coming out of your share of the loot.
There might have been some particulate matter inside the suit that was released when I got a
I don't
hole
want to
in
hear about your particulate matter.
it.
You used
All
it
right.
to plug the holes.
You guys come in here and you basically negotiate the particulate matter, which is outside. And basically what happens is it looked like this place was hit by some sort of weapon, maybe a missile of some sort.
Leave the rocks outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. All right, so you guys get in there. So there's a bunch of like rocks and shit like outside that have sort of the gravity of the asteroid is keeping them close. You guys get in. This is something of an atrium more than anything. It is. There were plants here. Most of them have been spaced, and they're out there. A couple of them are still like hunkered in these little blocks here.
But
you
dead.
see, yeah, very dead. The most interesting thing is you see here, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up. See that yellow square?
Yep.
That area is scorched by what you guys look to be laser fire. Does anybody have any
Engineering?
Yeah, give me an engineering roll. Let's see what that's about.
I'm all about interrogation, carousing, and doing
Nice.
Is it
Yeah.
anybody? Sorry.
This is
engineering.
But I don't know if I can communicate.
Oh, nice. You have engineering too?
Yep.
All right. All right. So both of you recognize, and you guys are talking on your suit phones.
Comms.
You basically say, whatever hit this part of the asteroid and blew out the asteroid, that was probably a military weapon, like a missile or something. But that whole wall over there is covered with laser fire, like hand weapons.
Hand weapons. So there was a boarding party.
Yeah, something came in here.
Okay.
And they shot at that wall?
Well, there are scorch
marks.
marks at that wall. Now you do not see any blood or anything, so you're not sure what that means. But there are scorch marks and burn marks on that wall that you recognize as being from hand lasers.
And does this look like a cave-in?
Oh no, it was hit by some sort of military weapon, like a missile or something.
Like
No,
rubble.
sorry. I mean to the upper right, across from the laser.
Right.
fire.
That's the opening they blew into the asteroid.
That's open to space. You guys are in vacuum right now.
Got it. I'm good.
Does the technology exist like Star Trek? Seems always to be able to throw up giant shields over hull breaches, but do we have any of that type of technology?
Like on your person? No.
Well, like ship-wide.
Sure.
Or
I mean, like vacuum.
Yes, but you'd have to have a
shields? No.
generator right there.
Yeah, no. They don't have anything like that. I mean, basically, you're talking about metal plate.
Okay.
So I say we move south.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You do.
Check to see if is it pressurized on the other side? Is there any way of knowing that before we open the door?
No, the doors are wide open. If you can see it, the doors are open. Yeah, no, it's what you're in is vacuum.
Okay.
So Les, I can kind of see through this next door. Is it open?
Yeah. Which door are you talking about?
The one right next to me here.
Yeah, those are mechanical elements. This is a. You would recognize it as being a recycling port. This is usually not open to the thing. This is where resource recycling takes place.
Do we have
toilets? I get it.
Do we have?
It's not toilets. It's basically this is the processing plant for the recycling division.
Do we have some sort of handheld life sign detector?
I don't know. Do you,
Captain?
No.
I mean, you guys are
standard equipment.
You guys have neural ace, but there's
you want to join us down here?
There's nothing.
Yeah, Weber Jake, you want to come on down?
Yeah, I'm coming down.
What's this in front of me?
That is. Hold on a second. I want to.
Gold.
Sweet.
Oh, there you are, Weber.
All right, hold on just
yellow
a second.
locks showing up. Cool.
All right, Tam, where are you? You're right behind Jet.
Behind Captain.
All right, so you see those yellow areas?
Yeah.
More laser fire on the walls, and you can see there's a big scorch mark right here. But Tam, before you walk in the room where Jet is, and Jet's already looking down at this thing, and you're like, what the hell is he looking at? You look over to your left, and right over here, you see sort of hidden, but cunningly hidden, but hidden all the same, is a the space equivalent of a claymore.
Oh shit!
A space claymore.
Jet Black, you hear Tam say, "Oh shit!" What do? You got 1 second to do something about something.
I freeze. Military training.
Boom! That claymore goes off. All right.
Oh,
Yay!
It fills that area that you are in, and it is basically Mehmet, where you are still back in that other room. You are safe, but this is pointed directly at Jet Black. I didn't know that. Hold on a second.
That's not good.
You didn't like rolling a 1?
So this is a 2-hit roll for the mine. Ooh.
What was the 1 you rolled?
No, the 1 was.
No, that was an
I
accident.
think you should have rolled another 1d6.
All right, so Mehmet, you sort of get away. You're like, no, and you could. I mean, you guys can't hear it because you're in vacuum, but you see this thing explode, and a bunch of particles go towards Jet Black and basically cover him. Oh, you lucked out. 8 points of damage. Your suit provides what exactly? I think vac suits provide a certain amount of damage control.
Reduction.
Yeah, DR. Hold on a second. 5. I think. All right. So your suits are not armored suits, so you get 5 from that. But there are a bunch of holes in your suit right now, and you take 3 points of damage. So you know how damage works, right?
Yeah, I think I have some more DR. Hold on.
All right. Here's your problem. You have several holes in your suit, and you are leaking air.
Yeah, I will
significantly.
I will leap on him and start patching him as fast as I can.
All right, so you're running forward and you're gonna start throwing patches. All right,
Yeah.
give me.
I'm assuming I was not hitting the blast. You didn't mention me, so I'm assuming.
No, you were behind. So
I
I
take
mean,
care of number 1 first.
basically, this blast is. Hold on a sec.
Unless I have armor 4, so none of it got through.
Armor 4.
You have armor 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So none of it got through to the thing. You still have some holes in your suit though that you got to deal with.
Yeah, that I understand.
All right, so I'm patching him up as best as I can, letting him work on the patches he can easily get to. I guess we're busy not doing that, so we're not going to eyeball around to see if there's any other traps in this room.
So this is
Look,
this is the claymore. Yeah, it's just like right there. Boom. And there's a bunch of like pellets and flechettes that sort of like go against the wall and are bouncing around in there. So it's kind of a mess in there, but he seems okay. But yeah, there's a fair amount of holes in his suit. I mean, you can see that he's outgassing a lot of
Are
stuff.
we able to patch it, or do I need to just get the hell out of here?
Well, there's not much getting the hell out of here. I mean, you guys are. I mean, you'd have to like truck back to the thing. It's
Right.
probably patching is the best way. So.
Is Tam just going to disguise himself as captain and we'll just pretend everything's fine?
So-
yeah, we were going to patch the hell out of you real quick and see. Remember, I brought an emergency spacesuit just in case we found somebody else.
Oh, that's true too. How does he get into it?
Yeah, how does he get into it?
Well, I assume I left it on the little shuttle, but it's sitting there. But we'd have to. But that's in case he needs to change clothes before we get.
All right,
Let's try patching first.
Give me a. Do you have? Do you have any applicable skills for patching a suit? Do you have vac suit skill?
Yeah.
I'm talking to Giclas.
Oh, well, I'm going to try to patch myself too.
You're gonna try patch. All right, give me a vac suit skill check.
I don't believe I have.
Strap. There you go.
I have vac suit skill.
All right, you're gonna try and patch him. Oh boy. Okay.
Couple
Giclas.
I'm looking. I don't think I have any skill in it. Yeah, I don't have any.
Well, give it a roll. You got
6 might still do better than 7.
So it's just 2d6.
7's a good average roll. We should have patched a couple things up.
It's not enough. You got. You're still. Everybody sort of clusters around you, and begins throwing patches all over your suit. But they keep like, you could still feel the air bubbling away. You're starting to get lightheaded, and
We're taking it back to the shuttle.
Yep.
All right, so Tam, you grab him. All right, so Tam, you look down. You see that thing that he was looking at?
Yeah.
That is another mine, and it's clicking off. It's tick, 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 tick.
Get us out of here.
I immediately jumped that way.
Come on, Weber, move.
Okay.
I think I took the blast with me.
I know you took the blast with you.
It's stuck to my suit. It's stuck to my suit.
All right, so you guys are heading out. Give me vac suit checks as you throw yourselves out of the thing. Oh, this is some fancy vac suit things.
7s are perfectly good rolls.
All right, you guys are trucking through.
I got a 10.
So Captain Black, you are still bubbling air out into the thing. You're starting to feel lightheaded. These guys are trucking you along. They managed to sort of like drag you along. And Tam, you've had the best results. You probably have the thing. Give me one more vac suit roll. 9. All right, you guys get all three of you get into the shuttle, and Jin closes the doors.
Pressurize.
Yeah, and you got like rip off his helmet, and you're like, "Can you breathe? Can you breathe? You're breathing." And you're like, and Captain Black's like, and he's like, "I'm
Am I the captain now?
I'm okay. I'm okay."
You're not taking over that quick.
So you guys are back out on the shuttle.
I'm like, hey man, I'm here to talk to people. What the hell was that?
So yeah, you got to like this middle room, and a claymore went off, and another bomb went off, which it actually went off. So you know that was a bomb. Somebody left bombs for you guys.
Well, hopefully not for us, but
for somebody.
Anybody.
Yeah, it seems like
they shelled this place and then left claymores inside.
It seems like a lot of effort to.
Both of them motion censored.
The bomb.
Les,
What?
were both of those motion censored, or how did they go off?
It was motion censored, yeah. Captain Black walked right in front of the claymore and set
Right.
it off, and then he was close to this other one, and it set it off.
And we're all right there.
Yeah, so none of these bombs were significant enough to do damage to the site. They were definitely anti-personnel.
Okay.
Does that mean we want to keep? Does that mean we do want to keep on searching because there's something in there, or probably they're just booby trapping, but they took anything of value?
You don't know.
Yeah,
We're going to keep searching, but we're going to take things and throw them into rooms ahead of us.
Yeah.
So-
So I'll change into the other vac suit.
Don't we have some drones or anything on board that maybe Jin can help us?
Well, Jin reaches out to you specifically, Weber, and he says, "Weber, I'm getting an odd
Reading.
query from a frequency that we normally don't use, but it seems like it's coming from inside the asteroid,
All right, I will.
and it's addressed to you.
Yeah,
It's
I will-
called. So it's a voice. It's a voice that's calling for you.
Yeah,
Shall I
pick it
play
up.
it?
Yes, please.
Weber, is that you? It's Palmer. I'm still alive in here. Come and get me, lad. I don't know what happened. I'll explain to you when you get me. But I'm in the medical bay in my hideaway. It's shielded, so you probably didn't see me. But you could get in there. Weber, that's you, right? Weber.
Can I talk to him, or that was like a
So that was
message?
played.
It was, yeah, it seems to be a message. And so Jin says I could try to relay something back on that same frequency.
Yeah, tell him we're just attempting to mount a rescue issue, but somebody's booby trapped the hell out of the place, and we don't have a blueprint of where we're going.
Oh, what? So Jin's like, we have a response. Oh, what the fuck? Booby traps? Weber, get me out of this thing. Get me off this asteroid, and we'll talk deals, man. I owe you big time. I know that you were the right thing. You've got to get me out of here. I'm in my pod, in the medical bay. You can find me. Get me out of here. Bring me a suit. I don't have a pressure suit.
I figured that anybody who had a pressure suit wouldn't be here, so that's why I wanted to bring one originally. So, all right, we'll be happy to bring a pressure suit for him.
Can we patch up the one that I?
We'll do a better job of patching this one now.
Oh yeah, you can fix it up.
Yeah, we have the technology. We can rebuild it. So I guess, does anybody have bomb defusal or bomb? And then also for Jin, is there a way he can control drones to double check corners and corridors for us?
I don't want to go back and get drones and come back. I want to grab some rocks.
Yeah.
To throw into the rooms, yeah. We can
And throw them
big
in
rocks, not little rocks.
We have at least one body we can throw into the room, and ahead of us, Quicksaw or whatever his name was there. His name I can't remember. Just put him on a string and pull him back each time he doesn't blow up.
Well,
it seems cruel and inhumane, but he's never going to feel a thing.
It looks like we're running out of time tonight.
First.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys want to do?
Unless I'm going to talk to the captain, but I fully intend to mount a rescue mission, and I will at least paint a picture that I feel that the very wealthy Palmer is going to make it worth our while to get him out of this tight spot.
So I say we patch up the one suit, get it all set and going. We take our extra suit with us. When we get to here, we grab some good-sized boulders to use for pushing ahead to clear out any motion sensors, and we do this next week or next
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Month.
Can I also make a suggestion? Because I don't think it would really cost us that much time. Go back and get the rest of our crew. Make sure the girls.
Yeah.
And let's bring the whole crew, because this is getting a little bit more adventurous.
Yeah, we could be here for a while, clearing levels. Yeah.
All right, you got that, Les?
Just out of curiosity, we do have a street samurai with us that might be happy to be remotivated for a new job.
Well, remember, she's a shotgun girl. Shotguns aren't going to work out
she's
here.
more of a shotgun. She can't help.
Yeah.
Let's just leave her sedated for now.
She's our motion sensor. We throw her ahead.
Yeah, Sally shouting.
Not a gurney, just float her in, you know.
I'm trying to figure out the nickname. Shoddy Hottie. I'll find something.
Right, let's go back, get the rest of the party, come back here again, and then we'll rejoin next time we play.
Yep. All right, so you guys are taking the shuttle back to the Gin and Tonic
to get everybody. Yep.
To get everybody. Okay.
And then I'm trying to consult the onboard library and/or Gin to come up with ways to either neutralize remotely or defeat claymores, except for besides the primitive method that Jin is recommending of throwing rocks at shit.
Well, the problem, so Jin would tell you the problem with that is we don't know the targeting method, right? So, I mean, it makes sense that it's a proximity release. These aren't tripwire claymores, right? They've got proximity targets on it. Somebody gets within 10 feet of them and they go off. I mean, Tam spotted a couple of them. But you don't know how many are on here. I mean, it's just a matter of being careful.
What was the point? These, I guess.
Well, that's another thing. So, I mean, you're talking about you're in vacuum, right? And somebody took the time and effort to set up not one but two anti-personnel things. Whoever came here and did this set up mines, anti-personnel mines.
Yeah, because I thought it would be like
They want to put this guy out of business.
Yeah, sounds like it. All right, well, at least that's the plan. So we'll notify Palmer that we're going to make a rescue effort. Anything he can do to help satisfy or to help walk us through where he is would be certainly helpful.
I'm in Medbay. I'm in the western half of the asteroid. I don't know where you've come in. So I mean, it depends on where you've come in. There was I got in. So my pod is shielded, but it's shielded in a way that I didn't know what was going on. So I mean, I'll tell you what I know when you get here, but you've got to get me out of here, and you've got to bring a suit. Now, my sensors tell me that the place that I am is still pressurized, so I should be able. I mean, if you guys can get in here and repressurize, we should be able to switch suits. We should be able to get out of here. But hurry! I can't. I don't know how long I can stay in here.
Yeah.
We're hurrying.
Very cool.
Hey, I'm going to notify Palmer he has to wait at least 3 weeks for us to arrive.
He's been in here for a couple of days.
Right, well, I'm talking 3 game weeks or 3 real weeks because we're not going to be. We don't play night until next month, right?
One,
So
1 hour in his time.
Yeah, exactly. All right, man. This is awesome. Thank you, guys. Any other things before we bail?
Not for me. See you.
No, that's great. Thanks a lot, Bless.
Good night.
Thank you guys.
Good night, Eric. Good night, Andrew.
It's
Good
awesome.
night.
Good night, you guys.
Good night. Hey, 1 minute to midnight. That's my day. All right. Good night, Les.
All right. Happy birthday, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. That was a great episode.
Thanks,
Talk
bud.
to you soon. Later.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.